And we are live. What's up,
Hello.
everyone? Howdy, everyone
Hello.
tuning into the stream. I'm stealing Calder's line again. Welcome to episode 17. And why are these ruined again? I just fixed this last time. Anyway, ignore the off panels on the screen on Twitch. We'll fix it up as we go. But welcome to episode 17 of our main campaign. I'm sure we're gonna get into some shenanigans today. But
Always.
first off, any new followers?
Hold. Yes.
One moment.
Hold.
I'm super prepared. We're very professional.
Mhm,
We
mhm.
have one new follower, Tyrol DJ. Tyrol DJ? I'm not,
Oh,
you know,
Tyrol.
I don't know, but hey, thanks. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right. That out of the way. Thanks for following. Any podcast updates? Anything on that front that we need to share?
Episode 6 came out. I just fucking had this up.
I think you're right. I believe it's episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6 just came out, and then episode 7 should be coming up on Friday. So they'll be posted and ready to go. And so yeah, eventually we'll get caught up to our current history, but that's gonna be a while.
Indeed.
Impossible.
2 weeks until then, and then once we're caught up, it'll be every week.
Sounds good. All right. That's all I have. I don't know if anyone else wants to shout anything out. We have Kate back again. Welcome back, Kate.
Hey!
Hi. Sorry,
Now-
the
now
setup
we
is
can kill our
darker.
Ah,
Still trying to figure
She's
everything
here.
out.
Whole party?
welcome back, you dead.
That'd be perfect. All right. Well, if that's the case, then I shall hand it off to Tom for our recap.
Barely dying, barely living.
While I try and fix these cameras.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Excuse me. Hi. All right. So,
Gesundheit.
what exactly happened last week? A lot. So, let me just pull up my notes. I had my notes up, and I went to talk, and then I minimized them on accident. So, we continued our adventure as you all found yourselves within the Golden Gate Keep, or the Golden Keep Inn. That's what it's called. Golden Gate, Jesus. About to discuss the previous night's events, which I believe you guys had a little bit of a chat about, but not much. Before some of you noticed that some of the patrons of the inn began to leave in a hushed manner, or a hurried manner, not a hushed manner, a hurried manner, as some of the guard of Hardcastle here began to make their presence known, and kind of quickly kicking some of these patrons out, taking their spaces within the bar, speaking to the bartender. And with a little bit of anxiousness, Ren, you decided to get up and try to go talk to these guards. Not before even more of them entered, and quickly asked you to find your seat once again, as another individual walked into the inn, a rather large individual, cloaked in all black, with a cloak made of what looked like raven feathers. I believe you heard his name before tonight's events. But Warden Ravenscar made his presence known to you all, calling you all enemies of the state, and saying that you are arrested, and that you were wanted for questioning. You're not exactly sure why at first, until he kind of points out that it was because of the way Calder looked, almost maybe even seeming to be drow in nature. The moment got tense. Some thought that maybe a fight was about to go down, and others thought that it might be best to actually give up their weapons like asked. As that moment of tension began to grow, some familiar faces entered the tavern here. Some familiar faces to Ren and Redrick, anyway. Two individuals that you had followed into an alley one time, and they told you to quit following them. A man with these crimson eyes, with long silver hair, dressed in plate, with the dark purple-like cloak flowing down to past the small part of his back, and a halfling who was also dressed similarly in plate armor and with the purple cloaks. Entered and pretty much told Warden Ravensguard to back down and that they would handle this. And rather that they would like to have a discussion with you instead of letting you be arrested. After kind of calling off the dogs, Warden Ravenscar and his men left the inn, and these two individuals, dressed in these purple cloaks, introduced themselves to all of you as Percor Hamelin and Wallace the Footstabber. The smaller halfling was named. And eventually you got out of them that they were previously of the Order of Kelimvor in Orbentar, which was a large religious group who worshipped Kelimvor, the goddess or the god of death and judgment. They are not under. They did tell you they were not under the charge of the monastery any longer, and they were kind of doing their own thing. And then they knew that you all had certain capabilities and seemed capable enough that they asked for your aid to investigate some strange occurrences that were happening in the Hardcastle family crypt. They said if you were to help them, that they may or may not be able to help you get out of your situation with the Hardcastle family and put in a good word for you overall. Mainly because they had mentioned before a name. I don't know if you guys had heard this name before. I can't remember. But they had helped a group called the Shadow Heirs, who were working for the Hardcastle family and seemingly on the road for the family themselves to be hunting down these monstrosities that seem to be plaguing Hardcastle itself and the roads around it. You did hear that these two individuals helped slay a massive brown dragon outside of the city in the Chondawood years ago, whenever Lord Rupert had kind of recently come to power. This is while they were all kind of still part of the Order of Kelimvor. You asked them about the Ebon Ford, which you heard them speaking about. They said that they really weren't in town looking for them, but they knew that the bounty was high. And then maybe that if you were to help them, they would even give you some information about how to find them as well. Tentatively, you all agreed, seeming that this might be a good lead on the Ebon Ford, and maybe to get you out of your situation with the Hardcastles. You agreed to meet there, gathering a few things and going to get Ook. Calder eventually led you all to the crypt which they spoke of. When you arrived, you did see signs of entry by a few individuals outside of the crypt, a few sets of footprints. And inside, you took it a little bit cautiously, lighting torches. You found that this place was littered with open sarcophagi, kind of vandalized throughout the crypt. And as Percor kind of walked up to this one special crypt in which he said the name Rubius, he turned to all of you as you heard the doors slam shut behind you, and another individual stab Redrick in the back as he told you that he was really there to hunt and bring those of you that housed magical capabilities back to Erebar. Obviously, none of you were going to let that happen, and a battle ensued, almost ending the life of our friendly neighborhood Velkin. They fought to the death, as one begged for mercy. The human Percor begged for mercy but Isaiah ended that mercy quite violently. And at the hands of this, the others too fought to the death. Till you all overcame your ambushers. You decided to rummage through some of their goods, in which you found 2 pouches on both the halfling and Percor. Pouches, what seems to be holding some sort of different types of liquid, like potion bottles. Some that to be healing potions. You've seen some goods, gold and silver, in these sacks as well. You took some time and you stripped them of their heavily damaged plate armor, in hopes that Isaiah would be able to reforge something for Calder later down the road. After the battle was had, Ren and Castus abruptly left the crypt as the others were doing this. After the work was done, you all met up outside and agreed that it was definitely time to leave Hardcastle. And that is where we left off, as you all kind of find yourselves outside of the crypt here in Hardcastle. Night is upon us. It is pretty late. It's probably close to midnight, 1 in the morning. You can see the sky above you is rather brightly lit with stars, and the moon shines down upon all of you. So the graveyard is kind of lit up. You can see the moss-covered headstones that line the iron gate in the yard here that you all stand in. So, what do you all want to do?
First things first, horses.
Yep.
Yep.
Probably for the best. At least we're going to need some way to get out of here.
Are we on supplies?
Yeah, that's the other problem. We didn't have time to restock. We're gonna have to hunt on the road. We can't stay.
Don't think that should be a problem. I have experience doing that. Figure something out.
Yeah, we'll be able to make do.
I'm sure we should probably be sneaky going in. We don't want to be found if they wanted to capture us before.
Agreed. Let's move quick. Let's hustle and let's keep it quiet.
Anybody's got cloaks, put them on. Might as well disappear as much as we can.
Put it in my hood.
Same.
We should be careful when we approach our stuff, because obviously it's been picked over and they know where it is, so who knows.
I don't really have a cloak, so I'm just gonna put like one of a spare shirt that I have in my bag just kind of over my head and just have my face peek through the head hole.
Any other preparations?
What about the giant gorilla thing? Kind of stands out, doesn't it?
There's not a whole hell of a lot I can do about that.
Oh,
Right.
well,
We're gonna have to be quick.
actually, hold on a second. And I'm actually then going to take the shirt off my head. Can I try to put the shirt on him? Maybe he just looks like a bigger, weirder version of me?
Sure, it's going to be weird that he's shiny and you're not.
How
Well,
about we just ask him to lay down and throw a blanket over him for now and just get the hell out of here for
How
tonight.
about we just move? I mean, no one
Yeah.
really knows
Yeah.
what we did yet. It's probably gonna be like at least an hour or two, so just go.
I'll
Right
just,
now.
I guess I'll just unfurl and open up my sleeping bag and just kind of put it on top of Ook and just sort of hope that helps for the moment.
That might make it actually a little bit worse. But
I'll just take it and shove it in my bag. Okay, let's go then. Fine.
Yeah, we're wasting time.
Let's go.
Okay, and you all head out of the crypt. You are very, very close to the Hardcastle estate. Like I said before, when you had arrived here, it kind of looms over Hardcastle itself. So in the night sky, you can see to your left as you're exiting the graveyard the massive structure that is the Hardcastle estate. So it will take you some time to get down the large hill that is Hardcastle and to the front gate and to where you had stored your horses. And Ook, Ook was with you, but when the cart that Ook was in. So you begin to rush off.
And DM, if
Like-
I could, if whatever like memory I have of the layout of the city, if I can use that to kind of help us avoid like main thoroughfares and kind of like weave our way around a little bit just in case.
Yeah,
Try-
and I think between me and Castus and Mac, we should be able to move through the city pretty quickly.
Okay.
Who's
are you
Mac?
guys trying to move stealthily, or are you just trying to move as fast as possible?
I think stealth will have to be the way to go.
Probably.
I don't know if we can stealth realistically with Ook, but like fast and weird. Like if we were to have a tail, that we could hopefully lose it and hopefully avoid prying eyes more often than not. You know what I
Back
mean?
streets and side alleys, that sort of thing.
Right.
I guess
Yeah.
a mix of both.
Okay.
What I
Quickly through the
can
back
say,
alleys.
what I can say about the urchin features, what we actually have, it's part of it is that we can get through the cities.
In half
When
the
you're not in
time.
combat, yeah, you can travel to any locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. So I guess if we're stealthing, it might actually even it out.
No.
Okay. So are you moving stealthily or are you moving quickly? I'll ask you again.
I guess then we'll move stealthily. Is
I
that?
think stealthily is
Yeah.
best
I
way
was
to go.
with that in
This would be
mind.
more of a stealth check in my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
Just as you're moving through back alleys and trying to weave your way. So everyone go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Okay.
Let me grab my
Come
dice.
on.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. Thank God for advantage because that one was a natural one. So,
Oof.
but, however, stealth is a dirty 20.
20. David and what'd you get there? Isaiah.
Ook and I both got. Let's see, what is his? What the hell is his? He got a 4 and I got a 2.
Okay.
No,
Roderick.
sorry, I got a 3.
That works.
Proficiency.
Even better.
We're fucking killing it.
I got a 16.
Okay. Velkin.
17.
Eggval.
18.
Castus.
That was a dirty 20.
Ren.
17.
Okay. As you follow Cassus's, or not Cassus, Calder's lead through the back alleys and begin to weave around the city, it's definitely going to take you a little bit of a wider route, Calder, to get you to the front gate. But you are trying your best to lead them through. Sometimes you have to stop in an alley. Shit, kind of have to turn around and lead them in a different direction. Trying to stick to the shadows and off the main streets as best as possible. Redrick, give me a perception check.
Ah. A nat 1 for a 5.
Okay.
God, guys, we're so elite.
My passive is 14, if that helps.
Okay. It does help a little bit. But as you all are descending down Hardcastle, Calder, you have no other option but at one point to enter the main street for at least a little bit of time. You're about halfway there, down Hardcastle. Redrick, you do hear something as Calder is about to wave you all into the main street. The sound of hooves heading your way.
Fuck off.
Multiple sets of horses. And with your passive perception coming from the bottom of the hill up the long winding road that is Hardcastle, you can hear them on the cobblestone street heading your way, echoing off
Which
the sides
direction
of the
are
building.
they?
So towards you, they are coming towards you. As
They're
you're
coming
looking, yeah, if you're looking down the hill, they're coming towards you.
Are they coming like into
Okay.
town almost?
Right.
Not into town. Well, like what do you mean into town?
Like they're not coming from like the crypt.
correct. They are heading toward
Okay.
it, the opposite direction, towards it.
Okay.
Are they running or cantering?
Well, Redrick,
Yeah.
you notice that they are moving quite quickly. And it is as you stop Calder, you all see a host, about 6 to 10 men, riding quickly on horses, approaching your positions. What do you guys do?
Do we know
I-
if they see us?
You cannot tell at this point.
Can we dunk into the alleyway?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying. I was like,
hide.
whoop, just like grab everyone, like shove them back, like as
Yeah.
soon as I hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. try
One
and
more
hide.
stealth check from everybody.
Okay, you screwed me.
Ow.
This time. Come on. All right.
I was gonna say, I'll try to help. I'll try to help.
That's good. That's
pull
good. Good.
back.
Good, good.
23.
Frederick,
19.
Ook, and Isaiah.
He got a 7. I got a 5.
I'm
Alright.
going to chronal shift
Ooh.
Isaiah's. So you get to
Okay.
reroll.
Reroll, yeah.
That's an 18.
An 18.
Hey.
Okay. Velkin,
A lot
19.
better.
19. Eggval.
18. Yeah, 18.
Calder,
31.
31. And Ren
Not net.
Buddy.
10.
Correct. Not a nat.
for the 10.
2 minus
Could be
1.
worse.
So you guys did pass as a group.
Ugh.
And as Redrick, as you kind of stop Calder and Calder's backs you all into the alley, you kind of press yourselves up against the building. The only light in this alley, as you can see, is coming from Oog's glowing eyes and the kind of the pulsing blue that comes from his chest. Calder, or Cass, as you put a hand over his eyes, but there's still a faint glow kind of glowing through your fingers. Redrick and Calder, being the closest to the exit here, the entryway of this alley, you can see that it is indeed Warden Ravenscar and a few of his men dressed in the clay-like armor. And there you hear one of them say, "This way! The sounds of explosions were happening at the crypt. Let's get their men!"
Oh, we can never come back. We can.
Nope.
Apparently,
Bon Jovi
the
said you can go
sound
home.
of
It's a
Castus's
lie.
the sounds of Castus's gunshots resonated throughout a little bit louder than you probably thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, they pass. He's followed by 6 other men, so 7 men in total. You count, all riding towards the crypt. What do you guys do?
Raven cunt.
Move.
All right, pick up the pace.
Yep.
Into
Double
the
time.
roll.
Yep. Okay, let's go.
You cross quickly across the main road there into another alley, and you begin to dart your way, winding through the alleys slowly but surely towards the entryway of Hardcastle. You make it there. You can see the large brown gates that were open whenever you had arrived are now shut. Give me a perception check, Redrick and Ren. As you kind of peek your head out, you can.
Okay.
10 total.
I got where's perception? 21.
21. Ren, you see it is quite a distance away. It's still about 120 to 200 feet away. You can see the main gate. You see 2 guards of the Hardcastle family speaking to a group of individuals on horseback. A sizable party of 10, you would count. The stables, as you remember, not too far from the main gate where you had parked your horses and Ook when you had first arrived.
Okay, the gate is not an option anymore, guys. We're gonna have to find another way out. It seems like we're not gonna get the horses either. Just write those off.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, you said they were 2 guards talking to a party on horseback. Is it a party
Yes.
of, like, guards or fighting
So,
men?
Ren, you
Or
notice that they are definitely, here's how I'm going to explain this. Some of them are definitely clad in armor. One figure does stand out above the rest, riding a large, what looks like, almost like what you consider a working horse, but it looks like it's made for combat rather than working. Is adorning its own armor as it kind of shimmers in the moonlight. This gentleman is housed in this metallic, it's very dull silver is what I would say. He doesn't really shine within the light. It almost looks like he's wearing stone for armor. He has this the same kind of helm on. It kind of comes down and over his face, but above it you see a very large spike, a horn coming out of the top. The front one horn kind of protruding out of the top. The others are kind of clad in normal adventuring gear, your normal leathers and chainmail, all holding some sort of different type of weapon as well.
I think it might be the Shadow Seekers they were talking about. Maybe they came back.
shoot.
DM, from my time in Hardcastle, do I recall any like odd other exits and entrances to like small gates or sluice gates or anything? Like, I don't know, is there water that
Sewers.
comes through the city? Any, you know what I mean? Like anything.
Give me a survival check.
Oh yeah.
While that's happening,
16.
Velkin will turn to the group and be like, "We already can't come back here, correct? That's already
Yeah.
out of the question. So if a little
Yeah.
more damage happened, it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, I prefer not to kill anybody besides the people
No!
who tried to kill us.
No, not kill. Just you see the little flyer flick at her fingertips. A distraction.
12 people? Can you handle 12?
No, I just meant, if we could pull their attention away from the gate and get them going somewhere else, maybe we could slip through.
A
Assuming
16.
that they all go.
You know that there's sewer systems that lead out of Hardcastle. There is an opposite gate near the Great Keep, where you guys had first initially went, on the opposite side of the city.
I don't think we want that.
Exactly where they're going to be looking for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is there an entrance to the sewers near us?
You're not sure. You're having a hard time remembering. You would have to probably find somewhere where the sewer system.
Let's start looking.
Do I think I can get us out if we get into the sewers?
If you get us into a sewers, I could probably get us out.
Good. We definitely have sewers here that lead out of the city. That's next best option.
All right,
But
let's find the sewers. And Ren will
but
start
I-
looking.
Right, so
But I
where does
want-
fire fall on the list?
But
This is the
I
list we're on,
Unnecessary.
Keep that for never, maybe. Let's go.
I want to speak with them though.
No, that's a bad
hang
idea.
on.
There's another time.
That's not a good idea. That's not a
But
good idea.
they have information they need.
Egg, you can't talk to them anymore. They're enemies. We're gonna have
But-
to find the information a different way. We have to go now. We'll look for different ways.
What do you need information on, specifically? Egg?
If we have to go, we'll talk about it later.
Later.
Okay.
We have to leave now.
Yeah, I'm looking for
Promise we
sewers.
So Calder, you do know that probably an entry to the sewer would probably be alongside the wall itself of the city. Large grates, as you remember, were built into the system, which is just a funnel pretty much that would lead into these grates that you could exit out into.
I will convey that to the street rats.
So either survival or investigation check out of the. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Ooh.
Investigation. That's all.
Okay.
Sorry. I was just-
Survival.
As you all kind of stop here at the main marketplace, duck back into the alley and sort of head
That was
towards
really
the side of the large stone wall of Hardcastle. You begin to follow.
It's a dirty
what looks
20.
like- very good.
27.
27.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
There are the rolls.
You two are the first to easily find this. What looks like probably a foot or so, an indent in a foot deep and a foot wide, kind of runs along the outside or the inside of this wall in Hardcastle. You two spot it first, and you begin to follow it, and it kind of backtracks towards the main gate until you get to a spot in the wall where you see large, thick iron bars that are built into this round tunnel into the side of the bars, which you can see some of the water kind of trickling into at the moment.
As we're like
There's-
following this path and everyone's kind of intent on it, I just want to make sure we're not being followed. I'm just like at the
Perception
back,
check.
like eyes behind my head half the time.
Good call. Good call.
Nope, 10. Great.
You're trying, but you do not see anything.
These bars that are they like completely blocking the path through
Yes.
here?
Mhm.
Is there
Is there any
sort of,
mechanism to
like,
open it?
right?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
On it.
I'll help with that.
Okay. Alright, so advantage.
Isaiah will start explaining how the sewers are built
Okay.
with occasional access for
Just
people who
rambling
like it.
on and on and on.
Ren's like half listening. She's like, okay. Well, thank you for the advantage. One was a 1, the other was a 12. So that's a 19.
Okay. So you
Oh,
begin
wait,
to look.
no. That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Another 20. You begin to look. You do not see any like door mechanism. It seems like this almost would resemble a portcullis. It's kind of bolted in with these heavy iron bolts and these bars that kind of set on the inside here.
I'm gonna start taking. You said is there water that runs through?
There's like trickling at the moment. Yeah, it's
Totally
an
fine.
inch maybe.
I'm gonna pull off my cloak and start rolling it up, and I'm gonna dip it in the water to get it wet, and I'm gonna look at Velkin. Fire now. Heat the bars.
Okay. She'll just channel like a firebolt in her hand and hold it out and see if it will be hot enough to.
Okay.
Does anyone?
Can I assist with that with a firebolt myself?
Okay.
So if the goal is if they can heat the metal, I'm like twisting the cloak up, getting it wet to like strengthen the cloth, and then I'm gonna put it around the two heated bars right next to each other and try to pull it taut to pull them together to create space on either side.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say, as Redrick
If we
picks
do
up
that-
on that kind of plan, I'll be like, fucking now, kind of like take off my little like overshirt as well and get it wet and kind of like get ready to lend a hand.
We need to have a
Does-
distraction ready.
Does
That's gonna
anyone
make
have
noise.
Oh,
crowbars?
distraction?
When we're ready to pull the
Focus
bars,
on the
it's gonna make noise.
Does anyone have a crowbar? No.
Maybe.
I have Ook.
Maybe. That's a good question.
Oh.
I do have a crowbar.
Ook. Ook and
Shoot me,
Calder.
crowbar.
Ding! Wow, it's like
Now that you
foldable,
mention
you know.
it.
It's like
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna need, if that is the plan, both of Cassis and Velkin to roll me intelligence checks.
Ooh, I'm so good in intelligence. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Intelligence. Just a check. That is a 17.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So you can see that these two, Velkin kind of making this firebolt appear in her hand. She just holds it up to the bar. You can see it is beginning to heat. It will take some time. 5 to maybe 10 minutes because it's
Oh, this
still-
is
it's
taking
still
too
a-
long.
it's
Can I
still a
cast
cantrip.
Burning Hands in
okay.
with the gloves?
Sure. So Cassis, as you're kind of sitting next to her, she kind of gets frustrated and just begins to pretty much cast a flamethrower at this thing, lighting up the area. Kind of all of your faces begin to glow. Definitely going to take like a minute or so until this. You can definitely see the bars are beginning to heat.
I was gonna say if extra help is needed, I'm just gonna take my bare calloused hands and just start also helping, just trying to push the bars together as well.
No,
we get
don't
there.
worry about that. Let
I'm,
Ook
I'm,
do it.
I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it. Doesn't matter. I'm just fucking going. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Hold on.
Do we feel like it's gonna draw attention?
Well, like I said, as you are casting this roaring flame out of your hands, it does light up the area. Whether or not people are going to notice, it's only a matter of time. But let's just do this in a series of events. So, Velkin, you begin to cast this. You can see the bars are lighting up. Cassis, you pull back as she just kind of reaches both of her hands out. Eggval, rushing in, thinking he's going to help. You reach in as she's casting the flames. Velkin, go ahead and roll damage.
Cold cog. Okay. It's 36. 3, 6, 9.
9 points of damage. You will take Eggval.
As he
Okay.
gets hurt, I'm gonna like grab him by the back of his hauberk or whatever he's wearing and yank him back and say, "Wait!"
Yeah, you can see Egg. You kind of reach in with a grunt. You can see it. They are beginning to slowly bend. But at this point, Velkin, it takes about a minute or so, so you may have to recast it a second time, and then eventually, Calder, you think they would get hot enough for you to be able to at least attempt.
Okay, so
Depending
I'm
on
sorry,
how
as-
long, I guess I should say this. Depending on how long you all want to wait before you attempt to make bend the bars, and either make it
Not
easier or
for a
harder.
long time.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, real quick. So Calder, as like you like pull me back and I see it starting to like work, I'm just gonna like look towards you just with an angered face. It was working, and I'm just gonna go back and I'm just gonna keep trying to do it. I'm just gonna keep pulling.
I'm gonna ignore him. I wrap the cloak around like a set, like I'll say one of the bars that he started on and the bar next to it. Say, Redrick, come grab the other end of this cloak. So he's grabbing one, I'm gonna grab the other, and I'll point to Isaiah and say, have Ook push these together at the same time. So
I'm going to have Calder, go ahead and roll me an athletics check with advantage.
That's what I was hoping.
I'm gonna look at Belkin and just take it ready for a dispatcher if we need it.
Since I'm no longer needed, I'm gonna just keep an eye out on the alleys to make sure, see if anyone's coming our way.
Perception check.
Okay, come on, you've done me so well.
25. 25. Okay.
Athletics, I'm good at that. I can do that.
So alongside Ook, Redrick, and Eggval, and Calder, all of you begin to push these heated bars. As you can tell that they weren't heated a lot. They did begin to turn red with heat, but as Velkin kind of removed the flame, you could tell they were cooling quickly, and all of you together kind of with the sound of creaking iron, you can see that the bars are now bent inward, enough for maybe all of you to squeeze in.
All right, let's go.
Oof.
Question: does it smell?
It does.
Oh, Velkin stands back. She's like, "You really think I'm going in there?"
After people go through, I'm gonna literally like grab her by the shoulders and manhandle her through the bar.
She's putting up a fit the whole time.
Not worried about it. You're 5 foot nothing.
Isn't she? She's like 4'10".
Yeah, she is. She's tiny.
Literally just pick her up like a package.
Yeah. She'd actually prefer that because then her shoes aren't getting dirty.
She can clean them. What's the problem?
That's fine. Yeah, Calder is gonna wait on the outside until everybody gets through, and kind of just watch out, make sure nobody's.
So here's the thing: as you all are managing to, what did you roll on a perception check? Actually, first, Kestis.
11.
Okay. You don't see anything, nor do you hear anything. But what you do notice is that the smell of hot iron is definitely kind of in the air, as the heat is the hot metal is still in the water, causing a little bit of smoke and steam from this area. But nonetheless, you all begin to squeeze through. Can I have a marching order as you all begin to squeeze through?
As long as he gets light, Isaiah will start leading because this is very familiar territory for him.
You can have a little dancing light. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that would be great.
It'll follow you.
A little bit small, but it's more than perfect.
Ren will be second to last. She'll be right before Calder.
I guess.
Yeah,
I'll go after Redrick then.
I will go right before Ren.
I'm being carried, so I'm with you.
No, I meant I'm just like kind of tossing you through, like go.
Okay. So here's the thing. There's always a thing.
Always.
Isaiah, as you kind of squeeze through, it is tight. I mean, you are a little bit of a larger man, so you kind of have to suck it in. And you just wiggle your way
I'll
through.
shove him from behind, Winnie the Pooh style.
As Ook goes to follow you, he will definitely not fit. You can tell that he's kind of just standing there waiting for your command.
If we do the next set of bars over, you know what I mean, to widen the gap, would that maybe make it big enough for him?
You can always try.
Let's fucking give it a roll. Let's.
Can Ook climb?
I mean, he can do pretty much anything we can do. He's got hands. He's got arms.
How high are the walls?
Yeah.
They're pretty high. 10, 12 feet.
And we've been trying to
I could get over
so
the
high
wall
a
pretty
50-foot
easily.
rope
Could
couldn't
Ook
go
get over
over.
the wall easily?
What was that?
I mean, he's strong. He's not like an accomplished climber or anything like that.
Will a rope hold Ook?
He's heavy. He's made of pure steel, wire, and copper.
Well, nobody else is going to
hold
try.
I'm not saying it wouldn't help. It wouldn't work, but you can always try.
Let's try to bend these other bars real quick and just see if it fucking works.
No.
I'll
So
bend the inside.
same deal as before.
So Isaiah, do you command Ook to help?
Oh yeah, I'm going to have Ook do the monkey thing where he gets two hands on one of the bars and puts his feet on the other and tries to shoot.
Let's go.
All right, go ahead and roll me another athletics check.
Advantage?
Yes.
Keeping an eye out.
22.
22. Okay. It begins to work, but the bars themselves are not that hot anymore. They begin to bend, but all of you begin to hear this loud ting! A loud snap as the bar breaks in half on the other side, kind of causing Ook to fall to the ground. And all of you kind of get bounced back. Calder, your hands now holding a piece of a pipe. You kind of toss it to the ground, and you hear, "Oi! What was that?"
Let's go.
Over
Come
there!
on, come on.
I'm gonna help Ook get up and start pushing Ook.
I'll help as well if needed.
Okay. Marching order again. So it's Isaiah, followed by Ook,
Me.
Redrick,
Castus.
Castus, Falcon, Egg, Ren, Calder.
Yes.
Okay. You all enter into this sewer, splashing as you are now find yourselves in about a foot of water, running as fast as you can. It is pitch black. Isaiah, you can't really see anything as you get farther and farther in.
Elkin threw up a dancing light.
Oh,
for
she
him.
did, right. So there is light.
Yep.
So you are following as quickly as you can through these tunnels. Give me a survival check with advantage, Isaiah.
Could I help him in this from right behind him? Just, like,
I would
try
say
to figure
yes.
out which way. Okay.
But it's advantage, so
Oh,
you
well,
can roll
yeah,
one
it doesn't
too.
matter, but...
Go ahead and roll one.
Okay.
You spent enough time in sewers.
Exactly. Apparently not, though, because I got a
Are
3.
you sure it's survival? You're sure it's tested?
That's what it is.
No.
Oh, that's a 5.
Okay.
Oh, with advantage?
I have not broken 10 yet tonight.
Ah.
I like to hear.
Same.
That's what the DM likes to hear.
Oh.
Just out of
I
curiosity,
mean, all I
would,
gotta do is follow the flow down. you know,
Sorry, I'm
because-
reading something.
out of curiosity, would like knowing city streets pretty well like help us realize that we're getting off track?
So,
We're at the outside
Can
wall.
I
hold on. Go ahead,
Oh,
Vulcan.
can
No,
I
go ahead.
can I use my last chronal shift?
Sure.
Because I was just checking to say it to read the words
Allow
to
it.
make sure it
Go
doesn't
ahead.
read give advantage. It's just force a reroll.
Go ahead.
Dollar? Come on.
So what does it look like whenever you cast Chronos Shift on somebody?
Velkin gets this she could see like the sweat down the corners, like the sides of Isaiah's face, and she's like, "Oh fuck, we're lost." And she's going to take a deep breath, and then she just kind of puts her hand inside her cloak and clicks her stopwatch, and because you guys are aware of it, it's just almost like this like time slows, rewinds for like half a second, and then we go again, and Isaiah's switching directions.
Yeah, so as you all are kind of running, you see Isaiah stop for a moment as he kind of like ponders exactly where to make the left or the right. And as you're running, you kind of feel yourself almost as if you like stepped in quicksand or like a pit of tar. You kind of stop for a moment, and then all of a sudden, whoop, you begin to run once again. Kind of the breath catches you, your breath kind of catches inside your chest for a moment. You're not sure what just happened, but you continue to run on. You do run for a good 10-15 minutes in this darkened sewer through the muck. It eventually does widen out and not into not just this small tunnel, which you guys are kind of having to run at almost like a half crouch, but it does eventually widen into this larger system that you can see what looks like a sort of an aqueduct that's been built into the stone, kind of runs farther and farther. So now you're almost in a cave system rather than a stone, nice, like refined stone sewer system. It's now just sort of this aqueduct into this natural cave system that you are now in. Do you continue on?
Yes.
Yes.
We gotta.
Gotta get the fuck out.
Actually, does anybody have anything left to block the passage behind us?
No.
Let me check the spell really quick. I don't know what the distance is on it.
Castus, how much ammunition you still have?
I have about a little over 30 rounds.
I mean, if we could find a weak point in this cave, we could maybe collapse it or something, but that's all I could think of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we put all of your rounds together up in the ceiling in one little spot and we're able to set them off at the same time.
If we got to do it, we got to do it. But make sure we find the best spot, because then I'm out of ammo.
I feel like maybe we should make sure we find the way out before we go collapsing the only way out that we know of, so that we don't
Agreed.
bury ourselves alive.
Yep.
We also don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30
I can
rounds sounds like a while.
Yeah.
I can
And a
stay
lot of noise too.
towards the back. I have a spell that I can cast that creates darkness if they catch up with us. It might confuse them for a few seconds. I can get within, she thinks for a second, 60 feet away from it before it will dissipate, but it might give us a bit of time to get away, make a turn, you know. I'll stay at the back.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's the
Let's
plan?
keep going.
We keep going?
Yep.
Yeah, try to find a way out.
Okay. As you all kind of stop for a moment, Ren and Redrick, both of you know. Well, actually, Ren, what's your passive perception?
14.
Oh, that's okay, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what yours is too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
We're
Redrick?
the same.
All right. Yeah, I thought so. Both of you notice something on the passage that you have just kind of exited, flickering, kind of hitting a light, hitting the wall, and you also hear muffled voices
Coming from behind us.
where you had just come from.
We gotta move, we gotta move. Maybe
Yeah,
that darkness
right
thing,
behind
I
us.
don't know, they're catching up.
Question.
We gotta go.
Yes, sir.
If are we passing like junctions and other turns and stuff along the
There
way?
are. Yep. Mm-hmm.
As we pass one, I'm gonna fucking.
Well,
are there like
let me
are there
just-
rocks?
Let me just tell you now. You did when you were in the actual sewer system. There were junctions left and right, different directions. But now that you kind of entered this natural cave system, it is just one tunnel that kind of leads in a forward direction. You don't.
Okay.
You can make me a perception check if you can see if you can find any other passageways.
Oof. No, I just had a thought to maybe like draw some focus to buy us some time, but in that case, I don't know that it's gonna help.
Velkin's going to reach in her bag and she pulls Eorns by the scruff and says, "Go!" And she sends him back towards the back towards them. 'Cause if he gets injured, he'll poof. She can resummon him just as a distraction. Go.
All right, let's
Okay.
run.
So are you sending him as a distraction, or are you going into his vision? You're just sending him.
She's just saying, "Go distract them.
Okay. So
Good kitty. Go."
he just see him soar into the darkness as he rounds one of the corners.
Can anyone make anything that looks dangerous but isn't actually, like, make it look like a trap? I don't know. Make
No,
him
you know what?
hesitate?
Fuck it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna scoop up. There's got to be rocks on the ground in here, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm gonna scoop one up. I'm gonna cast light
Something
on
else
it.
gets on your hand, but
Gross. I love it.
yeah.
Sorry, Vulcan can hit me with the old cleanup spell. I'm gonna cast light on this rock and chuck it like back the way we came and off to the side.
Okay.
So that because it'll last for an hour. So if they manage to come this far, hopefully it'll like draw them in. They'll go like look into it. I don't know.
You pick up the rock and you just turn around and just chuck it right back down the tunnel that you.
Just
Like the way we came and kind of off to the side. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like
you hear it. You hear the rock hit the wall. Crack! Tick, 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 tick. You also hear all of you with a scream. What the hell is that?
Oh,
Just yowling, manic yowling.
Let's run, let's run, let's run.
Go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
go.
You guys just begin to book it down this cave system. The lights following.
I'm
you.
gonna Isaiah will start looking out for any turns.
Mhm.
And eventually, if he finds one, he's gonna do a little something as they go.
Okay.
Or diverging turns, right?
Yeah. So as you all are running, give me a perception check, Isaiah.
No, that's gonna go. Well, oh wow, that's a. Is it -1 or 0? -1, so it's a 16.
Okay. 16. You get this idea as you're running. You don't see any like the cave system diverge in any direction. But what your eyes are kind of doing, you being very, very used to sort of this environment, they begin to adjust. And about 100 feet or so away from you, you can see the exit to a tunnel. You can see almost like that disparity between a dark tunnel and like the night sky. Almost, there's that weird off black compared to like the inside black, if that makes sense.
The light of the moon.
You can see that dimness, not too far away from you.
You said it's 100 feet?
Yes, ma'am.
Vulcan has 120 feet. Dark vision can see beyond it, see if there's anything on the other side waiting. Anybody?
Give me a perception check.
Along that same line of thought, I'm just gonna kind of push past Isaiah, and I have 40 feet move speed since last level, so I'm just gonna be like, "Let you know if there's anything up there." Just like start running up. Yeah, exactly.
Like a Naruto run up there.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
14 plus 4 for an 18.
For an 18, you just see the night sky.
Okay.
And as Redrick pushes past you, the rest of you hear the sounds of splashes. There they are! You can see, as you just glance back as you're running, a group of men holding torches, kind of pointing in your direction.
I'll cast darkness now on them, centered on them. I have the spell slot for it because it's a draw spell, it's a night spell.
Yeah.
She's gonna cast darkness, kind of where they are and in front of them to kind of confuse
them on the edge, and then I'm assuming as far.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far away from us are they?
I would probably say if you would judge it as you're running, about 90 feet or so.
As we're going out, assuming we get to the exit, as soon as he gets out of the exit, Isaiah's going to stop and pull out what's left of the Elk Hide, which should still be almost enough to cover the section, and start inscribing like rock wall on it to use magical tinkering to make it look just like a rock wall.
Awesome. Okay.
As soon as everybody's out, just cover it up.
Redrick, your speed is now 40, you're correct? You are now running ahead of everybody else. Is anyone else's speed that fast?
I'm
Ook.
Ook. Are you keeping Ook near you, or are you having him go with Redrick?
No, I would have him run ahead with Redrick.
Okay.
As soon as Redrick starts passing me, I'm just going to let him run free.
Okay. So, here's what happens. Vulcan, you stop for a brief moment to cast the darkness. All of you, well, not really any of you, but Vulcan see this black veil just consume the image of these men with the torches. Almost even the shine of their torchlight is snuffed out. You're, what the hell is going on? I can't see anything! Push forward! You just hear screams of panic behind all of you. At this same moment.
Sorry, go on.
At this same moment, Isaiah, as you are inscribing this thing, kind of sending Ook ahead, you're beginning to fall back just a tiny bit. As you finish your inscription, you throw the Elk Hide onto the ground. All of you hear it splash, and this image of a stone wall similar to the cave appears. Redrick and Ook, as you both are all getting closer, kind of separating from the group. You get closer and closer, and you can see the vision kind of widening out as you see a large field in front of you. But you don't notice that you're getting very close to the edge of a cliff. You try to stop yourself as you begin to slide. You and Ook both need to give me dexterity saving throws. Try to stop.
Is this... Could I use my barbarian thing on this? I think I could. Danger sense? You have...
Yeah, you have to see it, right?
Yeah, well, not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Yeah,
so.
You can get advantage.
Alright, a 14 total.
I swear he is so much effort. 6 total.
A 6 total and a 14, right?
Yeah.
Bye, Ook.
The rest of you see Ook and Redrick kind of... You see Redrick kind of slide. And then all of a sudden... You see both of them kind of disappear.
Oh my god.
Yes.
How close behind them?
You're
are
about
we?
10 feet, right? You 10 feet. You can,
Yeah,
if you're running, if you're sprinting, but all of you dashing.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately seeing them go over the edge of what I'm now assuming is a drop of some sort. I'm gonna like try to rip out my rope and like throw it as I get up to the edge. It's probably not gonna matter, not gonna be fast enough. But also as I get up there, can I see like how far down it goes?
So, well, here's a series of events. That's gonna happen.
I think I'll see how far down it goes a little bit sooner.
Yeah. So you see this cliffside, Redrick, as you're falling, looking down, you see a massive, what looks like pool of water. Not quite enough to be a lake, but almost like a lagoon is what I would call it. It's large, but not as large as a lake, right? It's a large body of water, and it is about 60, 70, 80 feet down. You are now just on a pitfall.
You just say like, oh shit!
How big is
On the bright side, Ook is probably a lot heavier than Redrick is, so he'll fall faster.
Redrick, as you're looking down, you see just a massive steel ape fly past you.
Oh boy.
How big is the opening to the cave that we're coming out of?
Width, it's probably about 20 feet wide.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, it's big.
Am I like right next to the wall? Like I'm like right on the wall, right?
Yes.
Yeah, is he over the water?
Yeah.
He's over the water. Yes.
Okay.
What's happening right now? This is an exit system for the water. So there's a waterfall that is falling down the cliffside and running into this large pool.
Could I?
You're not sure how deep it's going to be.
Yeah. Can I try to like bump out the claws and then just like drag my hand on the wall to maybe slow my fall a little bit?
Okay.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Hold on. So as all of the rest of you, as this is happening, the rest of you catch up. Caller, you see him just drop and you toss this rope. And you all kind of slow and you look down and you just see Redrick falling, the rope slowly falling behind him.
Yeah.
Because you're holding onto it. What do the rest of you do?
Okay.
I have the other end of the rope there already.
Mhm.
The one I'm holding, I'm gonna kind of just like wrap around my forearm a couple times and say, "Start climbing."
Okay.
What is it? I'm sorry. So I guess if Redrick is falling, I'm going to look down and I'm gonna point down toward him and just sort of think to myself, please let this help. Please let this help. And I am giving him bardic inspiration. It's a 60-foot range.
Okay. He is just inside your range as he is falling.
Yeah. I'm just gonna point down like, please help, and just you feel the warmth in your pocket.
Yeah.
Have some snacks.
What do the rest of you do as this is happening?
Okay, question. Thinking back into Erebar, the overlook that the kids would jump over. How is that comparable to the height, or is that higher? Or was that lower?
This is definitely higher, probably an additional 40 feet or so higher.
Because we have literally nothing to do, nowhere to go. I'm just gonna have this thought in my head as I just kind of look down and think, why? And I jump. I go down.
He wants those wings so bad.
And I just think, fly. That's what my friend had told me. I'm just focusing all of that effort. If I hit because my health is actually pretty high. So if I hit, it's gonna hurt, but I'll be okay. So. What do you think happened?
So, roll me a wisdom check.
Wisdom. Okay. That's not bad. Wisdom says abilities. Wisdom check that's 14.
Okay. So, the rest of you just see Cassis kind of brace himself, and at this point, he falls. You guys see him just kind of free falling. And Ren, as you're kind of standing on the edge, teetering, you feel something past your face. And you notice that the men kind of are behind you. One knocked an arrow and it had just loosed it at you as it kind of tinks against the wall and falls behind Cassis over. There they are!
I'm gonna... I've got the rope, right? I'm gonna just like grab whoever was closest to me. I'm gonna say Ren, I guess, because she's there, like by the shoulder, and kind of like push her towards the rope I'm holding. It'll
She's like,
at least make it less
I'm
distance. Start climbing.
I'm just gonna climb. I'm just gonna climb. Worry about somebody else. And Rin's like grabs the outside of the wall and just tries to like rock climb.
Somebody.
I haven't. So Velkin was at the back. She sees Redrick goes over, and she just says, "Oh, you fucking owe me!" And she just grunts and goes straight over as well. And as she's falling, she's going to, when she gets within 30 feet of the ground, cast Misty Step, land, and break Redrick's fall.
Okay.
Did my claw on the wall do anything?
Hold on, we'll get to you.
We're
We're seeing what everyone else who hasn't jumped is going to do.
Okay.
You're falling right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Isaiah just looks over at Calder and is like, if we're going to survive, this is the only way to do it. And takes a flying leap. But throws his Warhammer just a little bit faster than himself to break the surface tension before he hit. Just before he hits.
Okay.
Eggval, do you look hurt at all?
I'm doing okay. All right.
But do you look hurt at all?
I'm a little hurt. What is it? What is it? My hands and my forearms are singed from earlier. Other than that, I'm okay.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my last 10 points after seeing Isaiah jump. I'm just like, fucking damn it! Now just chuck the rope over the edge. I grab Eggval like by the back of his shirt again. I'm gonna put my last 10 points, lay on hands in him, and just pull us both over the edge.
Okay.
All right, and then
This is what we're doing now.
Everyone jumped except Rin is just clinging to the wall by herself.
So I guess
Use your wings.
I guess I do want to state that if you're going to pull me, I'll let you pull me, but then I'm just going to bear hug you, and we're just going to go I'm just going to cover you, and we're just going to go in a tumble down.
Okay.
Aww.
So
Cliff diving is a sport. This happens all the time.
Oh yes, I would have taken it. I would prefer to take the damage over you.
Okay.
I
so
can take
what's
it.
going to happen. Series of events here. First thing is that Redrick, go ahead and make me an athletics check as you reach out with your claws, and you're going to try to hold on to the wall.
Yep. Well, I don't know if I want to stop myself.
Right, but you're slowing
slow,
yourself. Yeah.
Because I don't want to like rip my arm out of its socket, you know. And that one.
There you go.
7.
Okay, well, then
That's my like third one tonight.
Mm-hmm. So what happens here is you extend your claw, but you would just begin to fall farther and farther away from the wall. You're just kind of falling now you're tumbling at this point, head over heels. Cassis, you're not too far away from him. You jump off and you're thinking fly, but now you're just... And about 10 feet above you is Velkin, who is now free falling as well. So here's what happens. So we'll get to you three. First thing that happens is Ook. As you get in closer and closer to the ground, Ook, poof, like a massive cannonball, just impacts, sending water kind of flying up at you. Just as you, Redrick, are about to impact, you brace yourself and you feel something catch you. And you slam into the water. Castus, as you are falling, there's no wings. You catch Redrick just at a brief moment, and you feel yourself almost halt in time as you kind of feel like a pull. You catch him, and you both impact. Poof. Velkin, you misty step. You appear beneath Cassis and Redrick, grabbing onto them just at the last moment as you all three together impact. Isaiah, you throw your hammer. You can see as you're about to hit, it causes the water to kind of split just enough for you to kind of splash into the water as well. Eggval and Calder, in a pirouette, both of you holding on to one another, you brace yourselves. Poof, slam into the water. Ren, what did you want to do? As you just see your friends.
Have I made it down? Have I been able to make it down the wall at all?
Give me an athletics check.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Now, you are climbing. This is athletics.
Okay, fine. Fair.
This is just sheer strength that you're just.
Your reasoning makes sense. All right. No. 7.
7. As you're climbing
Water
down,
spawn!
the last person to jump is Eggval and Calder. Kind of, you look up. Oh my god, he's gonna hit you. You dodge out of the way just before Egg and Calder fly past you. You just realize for a moment, oh, they didn't hit me. You look down and your hands are no longer clinging to the wall. You just now.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking cartoon character.
As you're kind of falling, looking up, you can see the men kind of looking down over at you, kind of rushing up and stopping. Boom! You impact. So, here's what happens.
Question.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
I know you're rolling. Okay.
Let me do math here.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
60 points.
And the entire party went the way of Keyleth the fish.
Luke takes 29 points of bludgeoning damage as he impacts the water.
We're like a tenth of the distance that Keyfish was.
Oh, Keyfish
Yeah.
fell hundreds of feet.
It was almost, I think it was
I
1,000.
think it was a
Oh,
thousand.
yeah. Yeah, probably even closer. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
difference is we're level 5.
She was like level, what, 16, 17, something like that?
Something. up there.
Redrick, Castus, and Velkin, you will all take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Ow.
I'm unconscious.
Okay.
Oh, God.
That took me 1 pass.
Oh, shit. Ah, fuck. No, fuck. I keep forgetting I have the Cynac, and I keep forgetting to use it.
The what?
The Cynac I can add. I can roll a d8 when I fail and add it to my...
1,
Oh, but no, I couldn't have used it for this
6,
anyway. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
9,
I have to be proficient. Oh, I don't like that.
30. Calder and Eggval, you both take 30 points even of bludgeoning damage.
Could
I'm also
I...
unconscious.
So I wanted to ask, would it be possible if I tried to take the brunt of that damage?
It's still.
I try to take most of it.
You
It's
can.
still...
Okay, well, then give me either an acrobatics check or athletics check to try to turn Calder in the moment.
Okay. I'm doing athletics.
Okay.
That's a 12 total.
12 total. Both of you take 30 points of damage.
I'm
Fuck.
unconscious.
All right. I am going to be using my Stone's Endurance to try to reduce some of that damage. So let me go roll. Yeah, that's why I wanted to try to take most of it. Oh, of course it happened. So I reduced that by 14. I rolled a net 12. So 30 minus 12. No, 30 minus 14. 16. Okay. Thank you.
And Ren, you take
Ha.
28 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is there any way I can use Uncanny Dodge to, like, flap the water and roll?
Let me dodge the water. Attack roll.
I'll let you make an acrobatics check to see if
Pencil
you're able
dive.
to
There it is.
get yourself
Alright.
into a diving position before you impact.
You got your acrobatics in there.
Okay. Okay. That is a... So that is a 16, and I can roll a side dice if I need to, maybe?
That 16 will be enough. As you
Okay.
kind of are enough to just put yourself straight as you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
I am barely alive.
Nice.
Those of you that are unconscious, raise your hand. Okay, 2 of you. All right, great. Is Luke unconscious as well?
Who?
Isaiah,
You're muted.
You're muted.
Isaiah,
Yeah, you're muted.
Come on, do the thing.
There you go.
Hold on. There we go. Okay. So you said 29 points of damage from Luke. I don't think you
Yes.
said anything about Isaiah.
Oh, right. I
Oh.
forgot about Isaiah just tumbling down into the from the stratosphere.
Hey, he broke the water. He broke the surface edges. Those should be better.
Chicken Cassis got off easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
29 points as well.
Ooh.
Okay, Isaiah's unconscious, but Ugi's still up.
Oh my
God.
god.
Okay.
Well,
Whoa, wait a minute.
Vim.
Wait a minute. It's go down to 0 and your max health, right?
Yeah, you'd have to.
Oh wait,
double,
wait, no,
you'd
no,
have
we
to-
leveled anyway. Max is different, so yeah.
Yeah,
no,
you would
never
be to die
Yeah.
in an impact like that is a
Yeah.
lot. You have
Yeah.
to double pretty much your max health on the damage.
mind. You were pretty close.
That would be great. Splat. Anyway, so what happens now is you all kind of swimming in this pool.
I'm gonna look at our like
What do you do?
group of 3 that all fell together and hopefully realize that Velkin is unconscious. And try
Yeah,
to just,
so give me a perception check.
like, yeah.
And I guess also, while he's rolling that,
Oh my god,
I'd-
7.
I'd still be holding Calder. So
Yeah,
what I
you
feel,
feel
he's
him
unconscious.
limp. Yeah, you would feel him
All
just
right,
kind of. His
then-
arms are kind of just at his side, floating in the water.
I'd be
Then
right
under-
next to them too. I wanna roll
Go ahead.
on that one
That's
too,
it. Make a
just to be
perception check.
sure.
So what is it? If I feel, oh, okay, it's verbal. Would you allow having to cast verbal spells underwater if I used up my breath?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to
so-
use up your breath, go ahead, man.
I'm going with that. So I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Calder at 3rd level.
Okay.
So let me
Roll
go
me a
ahead. And,
Constitution saving throw after you're done rolling your health die.
you
What
got
did
it.
you two roll for perception?
8.
I got a 7, but I'm going to add Egg's inspiration. Is
Okay,
inspiration
good.
a D6?
Yes.
It's a D8. It's now a D8.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
D8?
right.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, as I
One.
fall in the water, like I kind of see like a little bit of it's like this like beef jerky almost kind of like floats up out of my pocket, and I'm just like grab it real quick. And then let's add a D8 to that. Oh, a 7. So what did I have? A 7 plus 7 is 14.
14.
See
So
Dogan?
you
Oh.
do well. She's not too far away from you, so you can see her as you all impact. She's kind of floating towards the bottom, like face first. You also see something on your friend Cass's back dissipate. You didn't really catch what it was, but you can see like almost like with these like little glistening sparkles that begin to fall around him in the water.
Later.
Uh,
Start swimming down towards Velkin.
Yes, Eggval, what did you roll?
So I rolled. What was that? 12 plus 4. So you got 16 HP back, Calder. So
Love it.
you should be up.
Uh,
Also, I'm sorry, real quick. So because you rolled the inspiration, after having to use the inspiration, whatever you rolled, you also gain that amount of hit points back.
7.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice. Coming to consciousness and like eyes snap open, looking around. Do I see Isaiah? Isaiah unconscious.
Perception check.
I think you would technically be drowning if you were unconscious for even a second.
Well, we'll get there.
Drowning rules.
Your body actually
Nah.
doesn't allow you to
Okay.
drown while you're unconscious.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But
You still,
but when you wake up,
You have no breath
Underwater.
left.
Yeah,
you're
that's different.
so Redrick, you did see a large mass carrying Isaiah's body. It was Ook.
Okay.
it was
Mhm.
Zook.
You see him holding him and kind of kicking with both legs, kind of rising towards the surface.
It's a giant like fish creature just dragging
Yeah.
you
Good
down.
Ook.
There's always a bigger
Yeah,
fish.
there's always a
Turkey
bigger
legs
fish.
shove- yeah, exactly.
Always a bigger fish.
So has Velkin been healed?
She is not. Redrick, you finally are swimming. And you grab her.
And I'll try and swim up.
Okay. Yeah, going for the surface.
Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Yes.
have to roll one as well.
Yikes.
I rolled a 15, and I rolled a 15.
So, Ekval, you after you cast the cure wounds on Calder and you see him kind of wake, you take a and you just begin to swim. Calder, You kind of panic and you begin to cough as your lungs filled up with water for a moment. You take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And you begin to swim towards the surface. I'm assuming. What do you? I guess I should ask. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going
towards the surface. And what are the rest of you doing? Ren, Castus.
I'm swimming to the surface and kind of keep looking up to see if I can see anything at where we jumped from.
Okay. So you all break, Ren.
I'm just swimming towards the surface, but I was just going to say I'm trying to do it like quietly. I'm going to try to come up in a point of shadow, like if I can see a shadow of a tree or something like that. I just want to.
So it'd probably be closer to the actual wall, that you kind of see the darkness of the color of the water kind of darken. You were probably the first one that is able to emerge out of this state of panic. You pop your head up. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, okay. 19.
Okay. You look up when you see something. Doesn't look like a person. You get smacked in the head with a piece of rope that has fallen and just kind of smacks you. So it just kind of thumps you in the head.
Do I see this at all?
Is it the whole rope or just the tip? Is it the one I threw?
You're not able to measure it yet. It is not just the tip of a rope as it was. It's like the whole. It is the entire bundle. The entire bundle of rope kind of.
Okay. I'm immediately going to summon a dagger and try to chuck it the full 60 feet to see if I can. Or I'm going to push away from the wall, chuck the dagger, see if I can chuck it to cut off the rope as high as possible.
So the rope is not tied to the wall. It seems that they had cut your rope, and it is just like.
Oh, they just tossed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't tied it off to anything. I just threw it down.
Okay. Well, never mind.
I was holding on to the.
You get hit with the slow falling rope, and eventually you emerge. That costs color through over there.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of slowly towards the towards the
You
shore.
do see them looking. You can see the small light of torches 80 feet up, them kind of issuing commands, and eventually it disappears back into the cave. You don't see any source of light anymore. As all of you swim
Do I need
back.
to start making death saves?
I was just about to get to that, David. Thank you. You will at least need to make one at the moment.
Okay. 17. Success.
17, that's a success. You all exit onto the bank of this sewage lagoon, covered in dirt, grime, and muck.
Immediately checking on everybody. If I see anybody unconscious, who's the first person I see? Let me know.
Same.
The only thing you see is Isaiah kind of laying flat on his back and Ook just sitting next to him.
Full speed.
Okay.
Is everyone okay?
I'm gonna kind of like.
Everyone okay?
I have
Hold
Milton
on.
on my shoulder. I'm like roll her up onto the shore and just try and like wake her up. Like I'm gonna try and stabilize, I guess, but like it doesn't look very professional coming from Redrick.
Do I have to make a death saving throw when I'm in the water?
Calder especially would know that between me and Ook, we've got like 4 healing potions on us.
We're okay. I just need to get to you.
6. That is a failure. As you can see her breath beginning to get shallower and shallower, Regic, and all you do is just give her one boom right to the chest. You can see some water just kind of like spew out of her mouth. She's breathing, but she's unconscious.
All right. Roll her over, make sure the water comes out.
So I'm gonna like run up to Isaiah, drop to my knees, skid through the mud or muck or whatever is here, and use my healing hands feature. So I'll just is he on his back? Did Duke lay him down on his back?
Yeah, he's just like.
Okay, yeah. So just slap a hand on his chest. 5 points of healing, Isaiah.
You can also see Redrick not too far off in the distance, about 10 feet or so, pounding on Vulcan's chest.
I will scramble to my feet and run over there. Then.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I see Calder having to go over to Isaiah, then I'll run over to Vulcan and I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level on her.
Okay.
Hey, so Vulcan, you've got you get 11 HP and you're up. So I probably would end up having to run over, and I see what Redrick did, and like maybe harder, and just 2 fists just. Kind of
she's
sputtering for a
unconscious
second.
again after
Her
that.
chest is just
Yeah,
concave.
just caves in.
Like, just caves in. Death by healing or cure wounds.
Vulcan, the water comes out and a little trail of blood follows, and she says,
Oh.
I think you just broke my fucking rib.
You're welcome. We gotta go. And I'll just
You're
help
being
you
safe.
out.
Do not resist.
I'm gonna stand up and start. Anybody who's on the ground right now, start like yanking them up to their feet. We gotta move.
Climbing up my own.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'll help.
Yeah,
Vulcan
Ren's
up.
already
It's
on her
that
feet.
Was fucking ballsy. Like
So,
it.
you guys begin to gather yourselves, and as you do, you look behind you at the city of Hardcastle, and what it looks like, what you couldn't tell from when you had entered, the city is actually built on a large hill, but on the back of the hill is just this, almost like as if the ground itself kind of came up at an angle. It kind of sits at this like odd angle, and it's just sheer cliff wall and debris, and it just looks like the earth underneath it kind of shifted, and you guys are almost underneath it. As you look up, you can see like the earth itself kind of falling back down at an angle. This kind of lagoon sits underneath Hardcastle. And which way do you head?
What?
Vulcan's gonna flip it off as she like stumbles to her feet, leaning half on Redrick because, yeah, that hurt.
Which way are we headed?
Towards the which way is the Black Gate?
Yep.
Right.
The Rift Lake is south. Yeah.
Yeah, so from where you are now,
Roughly
it would be southwest.
That way, and along like as we start moving.
Yeah, it's not. No, you're right, Isaiah. It would be south, exactly south. Now that I'm looking at it.
As we're moving, looking for like tree coverage, like anything we can find to get in like some
Yeah, get
semblance of
lost in.
hiding, and maybe look for like a place to camp once we get some distance.
Okay, so a perception check initially.
If anyone knows how to cover tracks,
So-
now might be a good time.
Question.
No idea.
I'd like to try to use a feature that I have.
Okay.
If we're trying to look for a spot, I'd like to try to use at home in the wild. I'll put it in the chat. Wilderness is your home and you are comfortable dwelling in it. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate when out in the wild. This place of rest is secure enough to conceal you from most natural threats. Threats that are supernatural, magical, whatever difficulty depending, trying to seek you on nature, threat, DM determined. However, feature doesn't shield or conceal you from scrying, that type of stuff.
Okay. So, perception check. What was your perception check, Calder?
Well,
12. As you look out, you are now standing in a large open field.
Shit.
You just look south.
Is
Now,
there-
it's not just flat. It is rolling. It is almost look like if you would imagine a plains. There are hills and hillocks. There are tall grasses and such. At least for a good mile.
all right, a mile it is. We're fucking moving.
Is there real quick? Is there anywhere? Is the Chondawood? Where's the Chondawood?
Chondawood would be behind you. You would have to
Okay.
wrap around the lagoon, head across the road, and go towards Hardcastle or Chondawood.
Yeah.
Or you could wrap around the back of Hardcastle and go the whole way up and around. But that would be a long way.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Field it is.
Um,
Try to.
Start
You
running.
said it's like hilly, right? Let's
Yep.
try to hug like the kind of valleys through
Yeah.
the hills. You know.
Okay. So I want everyone to roll me a stealth check. Unless you were just actually just roll it anyway, even if you're booking.
While they're like starting to run, Redrick just keeps hearing in his mind, "Can you carry me, please? My feet hurt, please."
Yeah.
Did I take a stealth check?
Redrick makes his with disadvantage.
Sure.
Oh no.
I'll give you like a
I
shoulder.
rolled advantage, and I rolled 2 1s.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow!
Okay.
Wow!
Buddy.
Stealth,
You're
however,
trash.
with stealth, it is a 7, but it's still 2. It's a natural
Natural
1.
one. Redrick.
Disadvantage
Time
for a
out.
7.
Okay.
Vulcan.
Isaiah and Ook.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Isaiah 4, Ook 8.
Oh
He did
god.
twice as good as I did.
Eggval.
17.
Calder.
5.
Oh my
And
god.
Ren.
Ooh.
12.
Okay.
Guys!
Every single
Oh,
one of you.
Oh,
Notice.
actually, hang on. I'm gonna add a psionic dice. Just okay.
Sure. Yeah, no, can make a
All right,
difference.
so that's a 19.
Okay, 19.
They can't see me.
You all begin to hear the sounds of bells,
But of course.
and the many watchtowers that were a part of Hardcastle begin to light up. With flames.
Fucking
It doesn't
important
seem
those
like they
guys.
were like meant for guards, but rather a warning. And as you begin to travel through this field, you can still see them dotting the horizon behind you.
You know, if we would have lit a building on fire, it would have been a much better distraction in the town. Vulcan says so. She has like her arms like draped over Redrick's shoulders, completely like unbothered by having to trek through this field.
I'm thinking of like Shrek and
Yeah, just
Shrek
fold
carrying
the cookie
Fiona
back.
type of thing.
Calder just shoots you a little look and grunts.
Eggval,
You get a wink in return.
give me a survival check with advantage.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Woo! That's a nat 19 for a total of 24.
Okay, 24. A good mile of travel. You begin to leave what looks like the rolling plains, and more of a lot more. How should I say this? It's a lot more hilly here, so it's definitely like you're going into larger dips, up larger hills. There is still no forest cover.
Caves?
Exactly what I was about to say. So you do begin to see these different formations as you're walking through. The land itself almost looking like Hardcastle, but much smaller in size, as if it looked like it had been lifted out of the ground and kind of placed back in. You can see like the dirt in the old clay and rock now dried, grass not really growing in it or on it. It's odd because it looks like if you would have taken the top of the ground and just kind of ripped it out and just set it back down, not in like straight back in the hole. Kind of just as if the land kind of leans on itself. Eggval, as you kind of take the point running through these lands, kind of being used to the wilderness, probably the most trained out of everyone here now, find one of these land masses that you can see a large round boulder has kind of tipped over, and you run up to it and you can see that there is a cave system behind it. The rock would have to be moved, but it might be a good place for all of you to hide out tonight.
Isaiah, have Ook help me. We have to move this boulder. We can hide inside cave behind it.
Calder will step up and help too.
Athletics check. Advantage.
Yeah.
Or both of you roll, or one of you roll with advantage.
What's your athletics, dog?
It's a +6.
I got a +7.
Let's both roll it. That's fun. Let's both roll
Okay.
it. That's fun. Fuck it.
I want to keep a lookout, see if anything's following us.
Perception check.
Okay, dice, don't fuck me. Oh, you fucked me.
23.
That's a 3.
21.
I don't see anything. You just what you do notice, Castus, is that all of you stink really bad.
I mean, sure.
Doesn't really bother me.
Really, really bad.
It's been a hell of a day.
It's been a
Alright,
third
smells like
By
home.
the way, it's been like maybe 2 hours since Calder found out his parents died.
Yeah.
By the way, just as a reminder. And then we immediately get ambushed.
2 hours in 2 weeks.
This has been the worst day.
What was the athletic check?
23.
And a 21.
You just slowly move the rock out of the way. Do you place it back or do you leave it open?
Probably place it back,
Well,
but no fire tonight.
No. Let's all go inside. I'll have Ook move it back a little bit and stand guard. He doesn't sleep, so he will watch out for us.
Okay, and then I was gonna say if that's what we're gonna do, I'll help Ook just have to move it back, sort of closing it.
Yeah, I think we should also probably take watches along with Ook.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Of course. How deep is this little thing we're in?
It's probably only 5-6 feet deep. It stands a
Will be
little bit
great.
taller, 10 or so.
We'll stack up.
It's just like you're living inside of a naturally formed dirt cave, essentially. If you just dug a 10-foot tall, 6-foot wide hole in the ground, essentially. That's where you find yourselves. Lightless. Azuk kind of... Is he sitting inside of the cave or outside of the cave, Isaiah?
No, he'll have to sit. We'll all have to be inside.
Okay, so
'Cause otherwise
you
he'll
all
be-
see Ook kind of grabs it in just enough space that if you would need to escape, you would be able to escape. And he just kind of plants himself near the entrance.
Calder will kind of just walk over and lean one shoulder on the wall, like by the opening, and look out. He'll kind of turn back and say, "I'll take first watch, get some sleep."
I'll join you.
take
I'll
up-
join you.
I'll just kind of like
Okay.
sack of potatoes, Velkin down onto the ground. Get off my shoulder. Yeah, exactly.
She pats his shoulder and says, "Thank you. It's very much
Don't mention
appreciated."
it.
And we'll head over towards Calder to sit watch with him.
Okay, when are the rest of you attempting to fall asleep? I'm assuming.
Ren's gonna
Like how you said,
sit up.
attempting.
Yeah, she's gonna be like sat up in a corner, just kind of not bothering with a bedroll or anything. Obviously, just kind of knees to the chest. Try to sleep that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to squeeze against the back with my pistol out in my hand and kind of just in my lap and just try to get some sleep.
It is tight, and you all smell bad.
Gonna be
When
fun.
I say it is very hard to sleep, it is very hard to sleep.
Vulcan.
Yeah,
He's a smelly guy.
It's like one of those sleeps that you all get that you feel like you're dreaming the entire night and like, man, did I even sleep? It's almost like you're in a trance rather than asleep.
he-
Close your eyes for a second, sleep for
Right.
like 5 minutes, then wake back
Yes.
up.
Yes.
for the first part of her watch, Velkin she cleans herself first, make sure she smells good, and then will slowly work her way through everybody else. Just cleaning them and then giving them a little puff of like it's like lavender and chamomile is what she smells like. Giving everybody a little puff of that. Yeah, she has perfume. She literally takes it out and like as everybody's sleeping goes. Fritz.
These animals.
I will say-
are
I will say Isaiah does take a little going to sleep. Apparently getting used to his new battle. Because he was unconscious when the Warhammer hit. So he probably doesn't have that anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't get it. We didn't get the hammer.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry, buddy.
Thankfully, we have two other new weapons that are, serviceable.
I guess I just want to make it known I will take the second watch.
Yeah.
I would make that known.
I'll do last watch as usual.
I'll be last watch.
Okay. So here's what happens. I need the two of you that are initially making the first watch to roll me perception checks.
7.
15.
With a 15, as the rest of your party begins to settle in for the night, an hour or so passes. Vulcan, you do hear an interesting sound. The caw of a hawk. The screech, not a caw, right? Hawk's screech. Distant, but you hear it, which is definitely odd for this time of night. It might be an owl. You're not sure. An owl screeching like a hawk.
Did you hear that?
Did I?
You didn't. Nope.
Should pick the muck out of your ears. It was sounded like a hawk. I don't know. Not usual for around here, though, especially this time of night.
Well, hopefully he can't see us through the opening.
Fingers crossed. Oh, by the way, Vulcan's going to scooch over a little closer. She pulls off her bag, which she's dried at this point and stuff like that, and she reaches in. She says, "Okay, now I am on the brink of living right now, so don't kill me, please. If you've tried this long to keep me alive, but
An odd way to start a conversation, Doug.
yeah, but I've seen you get angry, so here, this is yours." And Vulcan's going to pull out a wooden box and hand it to him.
It's wet. And it's kind of soggy. But you see this little wooden ebony box. It has these little rounded knobs that would be the feet of the box. You can see that it has this little silver latch. Kind of holds it closed. Seems to be bent and covered in muck at this point. A little bit. But it's nice and carved. Sort of like an angle. Almost looks like a gem. Sits about or so. It can fit in one hand.
Do I recognize it?
You've never seen this thing before in your life.
What is this?
Well, your lovely fiancée, Emily. Blonde elven lady. Minor detail. Picked it up.
Not sure that is a minor detail. Am I engaged?
Yeah, you are.
What? I didn't get that drunk.
Your mother left it for you. Now, I said don't kill me.
Vilken, what did you do?
Went in after you left. Not like me, not Drow. Said I was your fiancé, that you were gone, and I was just there to pick up anything that left behind by your parents. Seems like a good idea, considering we can't go back there now, so that was like the last chance to pick anything up.
Well, you see, like, at first, there's that, like, initial gut reaction to be kind of mad. And then he sort of just slowly, like, his expression softens a little bit. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Now you're gonna open it? I really wanted to see what was inside it, but I, like, contained myself, didn't check it. It's not mine, but, like, it's the least you could do for me.
Vilken, right now you're at, like, I don't know, like a 9.5. Can you bring that down to, like, a 6?
I will if you open it.
I kind of shift my stance a little bit with like a bit of a limp. Still pretty fucked up after the fall and everything. Kind of like lean back against the wall a little more and undo the latch and slowly lift the top. Look inside.
Okay. Inside would be normally this perfect velvet, purple velvet cushion, which is now soaked. It's kind of mushy. As you open it, you can see it just kind of like soggy. But on top of it, you see a necklace with an amulet attached. The necklace itself, the chain, is this beautiful silver. It's kind of crumpled, seemingly being jumbled around by the leap and running. But on the amulet is a 7-pointed star. Just beautifully crafted. You can see it's made with the same silver. It's kind of shooting in one direction. You can see the tail of the star kind of falling behind it. In between each point, it's kind of lightly inlaid with this black kind of swirl. Just around each point, little triangle of the star on the outside is this black. Looks like sort of, you're not too sure if it's like ebony, onyx, what kind of black material it's made out of, but it's thin. Kind of outlines each piece of the star.
As I'm holding it, my hand kind of idly drifts up and Just kind of touches the pommel of the sword.
It is the same 7-pointed star.
As he's looking at it, Vulcan like leans in, like getting it definitely in Calder's bubble to like look at.
He's
this thing.
As she comes over, he's gonna straight like older brother with a little sister, like palm her head and just kind of push her back.
Rude. I just wanted to see what it looked like.
Yeah, maybe just sit the fuck down for a second.
That's no way to speak to your fiance.
True.
This is a good time. Do I see the engagement ring?
You can give me a perception check.
No, 2. I take the necklace out of the box, like picking it up by the amulet, so the chain kind of drags past. The box all close. Just kind of stick in my pack. Hold it and look at it for a second, turning it around in my hand. Last spell. Detect magic.
It is magical. It's enchanted. The school... You get to know the school with that, or is that only identify?
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
transmutation.
Interesting.
Do you want me to look at that?
He kind of pulls it back towards him with a, what do you mean?
Well, I can tell what spell you're casting, and your eyes kind of lit up there, so I have an idea that it's probably magical.
Yeah, what do you mean look at it?
Do you want to know what the fuck it does?
Well, that'd be nice. Last time I saw you handle a magic item, you stole it, is what I'm...
I'm not gonna steal this! What kind of person do you think I am? It was your dead mothers!
Keep it down.
It was your dead mothers!
Yes, it was.
So I'm not going to steal it. I just want to help. You know, I went through all of that to get it for you. She takes it.
He's like a little slow to let it go as you like pull it at first, and he...
Falcon's going to she sits, crosses her leg, pulls out her spell book. She opens it, flips to a certain spell, and places it on. And there's this drawing of like, it's like a magnifying glass, but inside of the magnifying glass, there's like a clock design on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she sets it in the middle, so the whole thing goes to the middle, and she starts kind of like tracing her fingers along the edges of the drawing. And she's going to cast Identify.
Okay. This is the amulet of the Expedient Star.
No. Okay. Can you? Do you have information on that you can send me?
I will do. I did not have it typed up, but I have it written down here, so I will just say it out loud. It's not that hard. It's not a big paragraph or anything, but it is this small silver charm. Looks like a 7-pointed shooting star, covered in a thin black line of onyx. It has 3 charges. And while you wear this charm as a bonus action, you can expend one of these charges to give yourself advantage on dexterity checks and dexterity saving throws for an hour. The charm regains 1d4 expended charges at dawn.
Vulcan, after the light kind of dims, and she picks it up and turns it over in her fingers, and then hands it back, and she says, "Your clumsy ass is gonna need that."
Okay.
I say it with love. Don't worry.
Did you tell me what it does?
Does he ask?
What? You took it to find out, did you not?
Yeah. Do you want to know?
Yeah, I would love to, yeah.
Okay, so you have to ask. Politely, with please.
Please.
Okay. And she'll explain what it does as she hands it back over.
He takes it back, kind of brushes his thumb over the face of the amulet. Puts it on.
It does require attunement. For your information.
Okay.
She's just kind of looking expectantly at him.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can tell that's what she was waiting for.
Small invasion of privacy, but all in all, thank you.
Oh, yeah, but I'm nosy like that. I'll admit. But it's all with good intentions, for the most part.
Yeah.
By the way, Belkin, something does spark in your memory. Now you're kind of thinking back on what you had to do to get this. You feel something on your finger that's usually not there. So, like, a mini panic attack ensues. But
yeah, she just kind of.
It might not be. I might be over exaggerating. It might not be a mini panic attack, but it's
It's like, oh shit. She kind of. You see Velkin's like her shoulders stiffen a bit. She puts her hands like in her lap and tries to slip like her ring off, kind of thing, and shove it
give
in
me
the
a
pocket.
sleight of hand check. Both staring at one another.
Oh shit! Fuck.
I
Okay.
don't have a high passive, so you're probably.
That's 6 + 4 for a 10.
My passive is a 10.
You see her fiddle with something on her hand and put it in her pocket quickly. You're not too
I
sure
didn't see
what
what
it
it
was.
Okay. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry we can't go back into your birth town. You're like a fugitive now. Kind of rough. Don't worry, I am back home too.
Okay.
Okay. She's gonna lay like rest her shoulders back against like the wall. She sits there for a bit, kind of listening again to see if she hears any more of that screeching. She's gonna, because she only has to rest for 4 hours. She's going to stay up for Egg's watch with him as well.
Okay.
So
She
just
kind of files away what she said for another time. He's a little preoccupied right now. Just sort of leans against the wall.
Oh, I meant to ask. What'd you find at your house? Right, that's where you and what's his name? Castus. That's where you guys went, right?
Yeah. Mostly heartache and regret.
I see you got a new sword, though. Where's your old one?
It used it to put an old friend to rest.
Fine. It matches. Points to the amulet and the sword.
Indeed it does.
Guessing it was your dad's?
Maybe. I think there were a few things I didn't really know about him.
I don't think we really know all that goes on in our parents' lives. We think we do. We're close to them for the most part, but they always have something else going on that they don't want to share with their kids.
Yeah. I don't know if it's that he didn't want to. I left when I was 14. Probably just wasn't time.
Yeah, that's kind of young, for average, but did you love home while you were there?
I loved my family. I loved that home. Hardcastle, could take it or leave it. Mostly bad experiences with the townsfolk. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I know.
hasn't changed.
She reaches out. She kind of flicks his ear. She says, "Oh, you're not drow. Certainly look the part, but
it's enough for them."
You're talking. Try telling that to an actual drow. I understand. Fucking sucks. You know, I thought I was escaping all that bullshit under the ground, and then I came back up here, and I was equally disliked, if not more. At least I had something going for me down there. But I mean, I can learn magic up here, which is the whole reason I'm here.
You were disliked amongst your own people.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask why?
Oh, I made a shitty priestess. That's what the women do down there. We're not allowed to learn arcane magic, so I came up here.
Oh. Huh. And that's been going well for you?
Considering I've nearly died twice in a matter of like 24 hours, I wouldn't say it's going well.
Yeah, not so much.
But I'm alive, so... and I certainly don't miss the work down there, so... Didn't like my job very much.
Not a fan of the gods.
No, I had a... You see her kind of like tilt her head, click her tongue a bit. She says, unique job there. One I didn't very much enjoy, but...
What was that?
You see the lip kind of snag on her tooth, and she says, how old are you?
26.
Okay. I was a courtesan.
Oh.
Just want to check your age before I didn't really want to explain it, but, yes, when you are pretty and unique, I guess is what you would call my, and she kind of like,
reflection.
Yes. Highly prized.
Interesting. I had much the opposite experience with my different complexion.
I could bet, yeah.
Interesting.
Ooh, so on the topic of that, and she like puts her flask away that she has had in her lap. She's like, oh, is there anyone special in your life? I need to know.
You see the smirk, which, by the way, is the first time you've seen him smile since probably approaching Hardcastle. At your whole joke there, that kind of goes away as you ask that. His eyes go down. For a time. Probably not now.
Were they able to look past us?
Yes. The position that I was in, where I knew her, it didn't matter so much. If anything, it served a purpose. It made me better at my job.
I shared my job. Your turn.
You know, it's getting kind of late.
Okay, come on, we're engaged. We're supposed to share secrets like this.
Oh, Vilkin. You know, you're lucky despite all your bullshit. I kind of like you.
Oh, flattered.
I didn't like my job so much either. You, pardon my saying, your job was to facilitate pleasure.
That's one way to put it. She looks greatly amused by this, by the way.
Mine, kind of the opposite.
You know that?
Sorry.
Yeah, and shit.
Sometimes. See him, he's just kind of working his mouth a little bit. He like is looking out the opening as he's talking to you and like not looking you in the eye. The man I served, I was muscle, more or less. Yeah, maybe more than that, but sort of the strong hand he used to wiggle his way into power. Pointed me in a direction, told me to hurt, and I hurt. That could mean a lot of things depending on the day.
I think I understand. Did you eventually, I don't know, see the air in this person?
Did I what?
You know, well, clearly you're not with them now, so I'm assuming a falling out, a realization, something.
The person that I served.
Yeah.
No.
No?
No, I just kind of left. The longer it went on, the less and less I could stomach it. The woman I told you about, she was there with me. Kind of same position, which I think is probably what brought us together in the first place. Tried talking to her about how I was feeling, how the fucking the manipulation, the enforcing the torture, the killing people who didn't fucking deserve it just because they stood in the way made me sick. She didn't take kindly to my stance on that. Considered it weakness.
Mm-hmm.
After talking to her, we kind of went our separate ways for the night. I had a particularly vivid, horrific nightmare. The first dream of that kind that I'd had since leaving home. And it pointed me towards where I met this group. It's time to go. Got my shit in the middle of the night and left. And I knew she wouldn't come.
Alas. She kind of bumps shoulders with Calder.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I'm a fucking idiot. They could be looking for me right now. I have no idea. I'm not sure if he's the kind of man you just leave.
Listen.
But I haven't heard anything or seen anything of them since then, so I don't know.
You kind of see like the red eyes flicker towards the cave entrance before back to Calder, and Belkin says, "Well, I'll let you in on something, but you can't tell the others. I don't want to get kicked out of another group. Okay?"
Okay.
I am most likely being followed myself. For the same reasons. Leaving somewhere you're not supposed to. Leaving someone who doesn't want you to go. They see it as a fuck you. And that doesn't sit right with them.
Who'd you leave?
Don't know if I'm ready to share that yet.
You got quite a bit out of me. It's only fair.
I don't know, maybe if we were engaged or something.
Well, according to you, we are.
Someone like who you left, but who I didn't like. Forced. Arranged by my mother. You know?
An arranged marriage.
My wife. Yes.
Oh.
But, she is... You think I'm a bitch? You should meet her.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
You think she'd hunt you down?
Oh, she wants my fucking head on a stick so she can parade it around the Underdark like some sort of pig.
Well, shit, I thought maybe she just want to bring you back, but damn.
Oh, no,
right.
definitely wants me dead. In the Underdark, I was property, and I went against those who owned me. Stuck up for myself. Decided to make a life for myself, which is not allowed there.
Well, sounds like we both left some pretty fucked up situations. I think we made the right choice.
Yeah. And she reaches up and she pats Calder's cheek and she says, "I'm the beauty. You're the bronze. You know? I'll watch your back. You watch mine."
Yeah, us oddly complected folks should probably stick together.
Yeah, we can get Ren to put some little pointy ears on you. We can actually call you a drow.
Well, I don't know if we need to do all that. Probably not. Actually, never.
Could say like half drow, you know? Like you're just lacking the...
You know, I appreciate the idea. I'm gonna go with no.
Your loss. Actually, no. What the fuck am I saying? That's definitely not a loss. But, anyways, you better get to sleep. I'll stay up with Egg.
I'll get up and shake him awake.
Huh?
Yeah, so it's your turn.
You get to stay with me, Egg. Velkin gives like a little wave.
Yeah, I pat him on the shoulder, lean in. Good luck. And as he gets up, I'll just plop down in his spot, lean my head against the wall, cross my arms, and shut my eyes and try to pass out.
Kept it warm for you. Kind of scratch my head and end up having to go to where Calder was keeping watch. I probably so I guess after having like wake up a little bit, DM, you said that like the hills and I guess kind of like the ground was like a mixture of like dirt and clay.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed
Not
like
just the hills, but it was look like if you would like pull a cork out of a wine bottle and not be able to put it in correctly inside an angle. It almost looks like if you would imagine just a giant grabbing the ground and kind of ripping it out and then dropping it back in place is almost what it looks like.
and we're kind of in one of them now.
Yeah, that was kind of a rock had fallen into a kind of enclosed space.
Okay.
Give me a perception check, by the way.
Sure. Okay. Perception. That's a 12.
A 12.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's 12.
One thing you do notice that's kind of odd in the space around you. Your kind of eyes listening to Velkin and looking around. You see Ook, sitting guard where he usually is, but his eyes are dull. No light. You can see the bright blue flame that's usually ignited in his chest, kind of lightly lit. You can see just barely the flicker every once in a while as it kind of gets brighter, almost like if you were breathing in deeply. You can see it get brighter for a moment and then fade.
I'm gonna roll something real quick, just more for myself, just to see. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't think I'd be able to figure that out. So I'm gonna take my my walking stick, and I'm just gonna lightly just kind of tap his back.
No reaction.
I'll
You just
just
hear
try. Alright, then I guess I'll just kind of position it on his back and just give him just sort of like a light push.
He shifts. Stay still.
You get a weak punch in the shoulder.
What?
How do you like it? He's sleeping.
I thought he was supposed to be awake all the time. That's what Isaiah said.
He fell off an 80-foot cliff.
But he's metal, though. Does metal need sleep?
I don't know, Ook's weird.
I mean, we're all weird.
Yeah. Isaiah, you get a little pebble right in the middle of your forehead.
Wake the fuck up. No.
Oh. Something's woken you up, Isaiah.
Oh, what is it? What do we need? Who needs what?
Something's wrong with your monkey.
Nothing's wrong with him. He's fine. Why?
Oh.
What? Oh, fine. I'll go over and take a look.
He sees the same thing. Ook, his eyes are dull. You can see the flame inside of him as you kind of even, like, maybe even pry open his chest cavity a little bit and look inside. The stone that was lit with the flame initially, just kind of, you can see the shape of the stone itself again. Usually when you look inside a Ook, it's nothing but flame and heat. You almost forgot that the stone itself even existed until now. Kind of, you're not sure what's wrong.
Well, oh man. Okay, so this is why they're so much better this our fourth time around. You got it when you know what you're doing. Alright, I think hold on, let me. And he's gonna reach in almost behind the chest and up a little bit to some panels he has, to little bits he installed, and he's gonna crank a handle on either side that's going to take these little arms that hold the stone in place when it's a stone. Like he set the stone into these before it released it into the fire, and they're actually going to whir up and cause a charge to go crack across itself as he essentially instigates the self-repair function
Okay.
on Ook to see if he can get himself charged back up.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Defibrillator.
This one. I don't think this one's screwed me over yet. Oh, that's still not great. That's a 13.
Okay, 13. You've kind of finished up your work and you stand back. You see these arms kind of both at the ends. And you kind of see this magical energy kind of insert itself into the side of this rock. And for a moment, you stand back as the cave kind of lightens up with these these sparks of light. And for a moment, you kind of back up. And you can see, and as the repair kind of finishes, you back up. The stone lights for a moment, and you see Luke's eyes kind of shuts down again. The flame kind of almost to a smolder sitting on top of the rock. Something's changed.
Is the fire wet?
Is he waterlogged?
I mean, it's not that kind of fire. Maybe. Fuck. Alright, how long have you guys been up? Is your watch almost done?
I just woke up.
It's been like actually, it's been about an hour. It's been like I've been up for about what is that? 4? No, about 4, 3,
Yeah,
4.
yes, that's plenty. I don't know. Go ahead, back to watching. I'm gonna sit with Ook for a while, and just let me know when Ren gets up.
Okay.
And Isaiah's just gonna essentially tune everything out and start going back over every connection, every piece of Ook, and looking at what might have changed.
Okay. Just give me an investigation check, and we'll get back to you in a little bit because it will take some time.
For the last hour that Vulcan's up, Isaiah will get a little light that hovers by him to give like a dim little, because she can control the brightness and the color of it. It's like a little blue light that's gonna hover really close to where he's working on Ook to provide some light for him.
I'm sorry, so then I guess back to the dirt and the clay. Yes, it's like dry in here, right?
It is dry. It's like the soil itself is probably just cooler, but it's dry. By the way, Velkin, whenever Isaiah opens up Ook, this is the first time that you've ever seen the inside of Ook. He's tinkered with him a little bit, and he's always been a curiosity to you, but it may confirm your suspicions of what actually powers him. Not 100%, but you see the blue flame, which just gives you a small, startle.
Vulcan gets in his zone.
I was gonna say, so if the ground that we're on is just kind of like a mixture of like clay and soil, I'm gonna take my water, or I guess I'm gonna start to kind of like dig some up and make sort of like a little mound. I'll take my water skin and pour some water on it, and I'm just gonna start to sort of form this little mound and start to like make these like little like levels. So it's kind of like a square base, and then something that's like a little smaller, and then something that's a little smaller, and then try to make. I'm gonna make sort of like a small cylinder, with like with sort of like a triangle, and sort of like place it at the top, and then just pouring like a little bit more water just to kind of have it set there.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is it? I'll pull out unsanitary, but I'll pull out one of my cooking knives. And I'll just kind of cut the bottom. It's just kind of just more flavor, right? And I guess I'm gonna try my best. It doesn't really need to look good at all, but I'm gonna try my best trying to make just sort of like my own like little mini ziggurat out of sort of like clay soil.
Okay. So
it's got to be small, not intricate.
Give me either a dexterity check or an intelligence check.
Dexterity's better, so I guess I'll go ahead and do dexterity. It's a little weird, so. Okay. That's 16 total.
16. So you get it shaped. You don't know if it'll last once it's dry. Okay. It is clay and mud mixed together. You're not sure.
Okay.
But you cut it off, and it's still probably a little too wet. It would have to sit for you to actually use it. But it's made.
Vulcan, can you still do like a little fire?
Yeah.
Hold on. And I'm gonna take off my leather apron that I have. Well, I guess I'll set through the ziggurat very very daintily on the ground next to me, and I'll take off my leather apron and put it on the ground, and then put the ziggurat back on top of it, or on top of it. Could you try to like dry it a little bit? It's a little soggy.
The mud?
Well, what I mean,
you see this tiny little clay pyramid thing structure.
The mud?
Can you do it or not?
I guess so. She kind of like reluctantly peels her eyes away from like looking at Ook and stuff like that, and goes over and crouches before it and just kind of like lets the heat simmer in her hands close by, keeping it dim because she doesn't want to light up the whole cave. Keeping it dim, kind of her back to the group, so it's not shining in their faces.
Okay. It is now dry. After about a minute or two of the spell, the clay and mud forms. You have yourself a ziggurat.
Okay.
What do you consider a ziggurat? I always thought the component was the weirdest thing ever. But
yeah, I know, me too. But whatever, that's later. And then I guess I'll
roll and just made a clay dick.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Fucking listen, I added a little hut on the top. I don't know.
I got it.
Yeah.
I guess I see what you. It made sense.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of huts stacked on top of each other. How's that? I guess I'll just take it and carefully just sort of place it somewhere safe in my bag.
Okay.
I'm going to bed. And Vulcan's gonna nudge Ren with her foot as she passes. Gently. Just wake up! And she's gonna go over towards where Calder is sitting. Does Calder wear a cloak? He wears a cloak, right?
Sorry. He had one on. He doesn't always, but when we were escaping the city and stuff, trying to lie low, he put one on.
Okay, so she takes the edge of the cloak that's like fanned out behind him to make enough room for her to sit on, and then like sits beside him on the cloak, and then goes to bed. Trances. It's like immediate. It's like eyes closed, out.
I guess I'll put my apron back on and try to. Feels nice and toasty and warm, and try to just sort of shake off some of the dried on like mud and clay if I can and wipe it. I guess I'm saying this to Ren since Ren's kind of waking up. Something happened to Ook. Isaiah's trying to figure it out. The fire in him isn't really fire anymore. I think he's just wet.
You look over and you see Isaiah tirelessly working. You can see these dark circles under his eyes. He kind of has a slump to his shoulders as he's just sitting kind of cross-legged Ook with his chest cavity wide open. You can see him like tinkering, looking up and in and moving things out of the way and checking everything. And as you do, you hear inside your head, "This chaos will consume him. He cannot control it."
Ren is not going to make any kind of response to the voice, and she's just going to... this chaos... Wait, what did you say? This chaos will consume him?
He cannot control it.
He cannot control it. Can't control. Okay. She's just going to say to Egg... Oh, okay. Yeah. I got it. Go to bed. Thanks.
Okay. Be careful with the little hole in the ground. Yeah.
Like a gopher hole or something?
No. I dug a hole. It's okay. I'm gonna go to bed. Make sure he's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And she's gonna... Good night. She's gonna look over at Isaiah, kind of like hesitate for a second, and then just look over at Castus and just like give him a quick punch in the arm, like, watch! And then she'll approach Isaiah and be like, what's going on with Ook?
As you get close and whisper this, Isaiah, you bang your head, and as Ren's voice kind of sounds in your ear, Ook comes back to life. Kind of have to quickly back your head out, and his eyes glow once again.
Okay, so after the voice talks, that's when Ook glows.
So you hear this voice. You wake Castus, tell Ook to go to bed, and then whenever you walk over to Isaiah and say, "So what's up with Ook?" That's when...
Okay.
I have no idea, and it's bugging the ever-loving crap out of me. I was hoping you could maybe ask him.
Yeah, I can try. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I want to see what I can do to help him. So.
Okay. DM.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I probably don't have any mechanism to answer the question that I have, but do I have any sense of the way that this entity seems to connect to me and the way that I connect to others? Do I feel like it could use me to connect to others?
It's hard to tell. Meaning, like, it could transfer from you to someone else, or like using the sort of same connection that you use. Would it, like?
Yeah, like potentially like use the like if I were to connect to Ook, could it use me to like infect Ook?
So the only thing that I can say would be that whenever this voice does appear in your head, that same that heat that you feel, that you've felt before, is the only thing that kind of resonates. And in that moment, whenever you spoke to him, you didn't feel it. To Isaiah, so like I don't think you, at least in this moment, would get the sense that it was you transferring it to Ook, right? You didn't feel anything like leave or enter, but it's hard to say because you never felt this thing enter your mind in the first place.
Okay, so I can't feel it the way that I can feel the connections that I make.
Correct.
Okay.
It just seems like this heat appears is the only kind of physical sensation that you get whenever it appears.
Okay. I don't think Ren would be worried about what I'm worried about. Alrighty, I'm gonna try to make a connection to Ook's mind.
Okay. And you're just using your sound connection.
Yeah, my sonic whispers. We don't have to speak the same language as long as he understands language and his intelligence is above 3.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll me an intelligence check. Actually, yeah, we'll make an intelligence.
Cursed again.
Not wisdom this time.
It is not wisdom this time.
Alright. Okay, that is a straight intelligence check. 14.
14. Close your eyes. Attempt to reach out. You feel nothing but a coldness. Like, almost if you had a brain freeze for a brief moment. There was something. And it's gone. Sort of like a chill kind of runs up your spine.
Just kind of give a little shake and just hold. There's something there. It's just not easy to connect to. I could try again, maybe.
No. He's still lit up now that Ren's over there, and
he is.
Maybe I just pissed him off. It's still new.
Maybe he was that.
Fair. Really weird time to try, though. Okay, well, Isaiah will actually get up in Ook's face and be like, "Look, just tell us if you need anything, because you had my back since you existed. So I'll put you back together and just let me know." And I'll start closing everything up.
You do see a reaction, surprisingly enough. He takes his hand, kind of raises it, does this, and puts it flat on the ground next to him. That's all he does. He didn't really look at it. He just kind of raised it, turned it back, and just put it flat on the earth.
We'll work on the communications. I promise. And he'll put things back together as precisely and as mechanically as he can, and then just, I guess, sit there and watch and think deep thoughts.
Cassis, you're just kind of groggily Sore, still kind of moist.
Yeah, he's gonna head try to position himself by the entrance because he's seeing Ren kind of talking with Isaiah, and kind of keep a lookout. The second that conversation is over, he'll kind of look at her and kind of a head tilt to come sit by him.
Yeah.
Until then, he's gonna take a look out.
Might I add, slightly damp, but smelling like chamomile and lavender.
There you go. You smell beautiful. You feel horrible.
And when you get close to Ren, she smells the same.
Yeah, I'll once the conversation ends, I'll just get up and go sit by the opening in the fresh air.
Kind of give you a look, and it's like, everything all right over there?
I guess Ook's sick, maybe? I don't know. He's got a weird mind.
Yeah, it's I've never seen anything like it. It's
Yeah.
He's keeping his voice down so Isaiah can't hear him, hear a conversation. And so how are you?
Ooh, loaded question.
That was awful, I think is a fair assumption.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not to be morbid. I mean, I've seen dead bodies. I mean, I used to play in the junkyard in Erebar. It's not an uncommon sight to come across something like that. But
Yeah.
this was, and
I didn't really know a skull could, like, pop.
it was just, I don't know. Is the word easy? Was it easy for them? Is that what it feel like to you?
It kind of feels like we're the only ones bothered. Like, that was messed up, though, right? Like he asked for his life. Like, we're in agreement, right? Like, that's. Am I crazy?
That is no. There should have been some sort of pause, some sort of consideration. I mean, okay, sure, he may have tried to come after us afterwards. The other two may have just continued barreling forward. They could have killed Velkin. I understand that. It was just total disregard to any sort of level of compassion. I mean, they were not someone I don't think carries that level of compassion. They just wanted us in Erebar to do whatever
Money.
they wanted to do with us.
It was just money.
But it was just, it was nothing like I imagined. I mean, I don't know if I can do that as easily as they can.
I don't know. When Velkin was down and like the mean little guy was like hitting her, like I think I probably could have killed him, but
I mean,
the guy asked for his life.
Every shot I made was to disable. That's what Aldous taught me, was to disable, disarm. He always said that it was easy to take a life, but hard part was the spare one who didn't deserve it. And maybe he didn't. Maybe he deserved the time. Maybe all three of them deserved it, but just there's no consideration of what to do. If they were still alive, maybe we wouldn't have to jump out of a sewer.
Maybe we could have gotten information, or maybe they would have killed us. Like, there's no way to know. It's just what feels like right and wrong in the moment, and that felt wrong.
I think what bothers me most is just the unilateral decision that was made. Maybe we're just being naive, but I don't think you or me or Egg. don't know about Egg. I don't know if he's ever killed anybody, but I haven't.
Me neither.
Velkin's been around for a lot of years, but I don't know what she's been up to. Maybe she hasn't, but Isaiah's
I wouldn't put money on that.
But Isaiah's a adventurer. Redrick is God knows what he is, and Calder has a dark past, and death is just kind of part and parcel with them.
You know what bothers me the most? I thought about it, and like, yeah, they were mercenaries and they were dicks, and you know, they were going to do something to us that we didn't want to happen, but they were doing it for money. It's not like they hated us. It's not like it was personal. And maybe if they had lived, maybe they would have gone after the Ebenford or something, and we'll never know. And that's not the point that matters. Just the point that bothers me is, how is what they were doing any different than what, say, Redrick does? And why did they deserve to die and not him? I don't want him to die. And I don't think they deserve to die either.
There should have just been at least approaching a middle ground. I'm gonna fight with them. I'm gonna fight alongside them, keep them safe. That's what I feel is my role here. That maybe that's why we're here, to provide some sort of moral compass. But
I don't know how to be a moral compass when I don't really. I know how I feel about it, but I don't know if how I feel is right. Like you said, like, maybe we're just naive. Maybe this is the way that the world really is. You saw the halflings.
yeah. And we're going to be going up against someone who is 1,000 times worse than them, probably. Even that, even knowing that he could unleash hell upon this world, I still don't know if I can kill him. My life has been born from death. And it's gonna get me killed, I'm sure. But I gotta try. I have to try to spare a life if possible. Frederick's he's probably gonna rip off my head if I try that. Calder will probably disown me as whatever bizarre little brother I might be to him. I gotta try, right? You have to try.
I think so. I wish and she's been playing with a ring on a chain that you've probably never seen before, and she's just been kind of like swinging it back and forth, and she's just like, I just wish I could talk to my parents. You know, you've got like moments where in life where you're like, oh, this doesn't make sense. I can ask this person. And now I can't.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It wasn't Nathan, it was my friend. If it wasn't my friend, then it was Aldous. I'm on my own, running for my life. I don't know why.
You said that before. You said it was somebody called Wylan somebody or another. Wylan Poe? That's why you were running?
He's gonna kind of slide up even closer, kind of keep quiet.
She's just gonna go, should I?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Gonna make a connection.
Okay. All right. So, and all this is mentally, so nothing's spoken. So, Velkin can't hear anything. So, I'm running. Wylan Poe, from what I know, is one of the worst people you would want your attention on. His attention on you. He is, from as far as I know, the heads, the Five Blades. Oh. He is insane. Rumor that I've heard is that anyone who mocks his lisp he'll cut out their tongue and keep it in a jar. It's just someone who mocks his lisp. Why he wants me? No fucking clue. I was in Erebar for almost 15 years. Suddenly I leave. Now looking after me, he's hunting after me. There is a massive bounty on me.
Shit. Ever since just what you said, it was 5-6 years ago?
And
why are you
bounty,
laughing?
as far as I know, bounty, you cannot tell anyone because I'll trust everyone in our group. Redrick, he is a question mark.
Yeah, no, I got it. I'm running from Erebar too. Trust me, that's been on my mind.
It's 100,000 gold pieces.
Holy fucking fuck.
But whatever he wants from me, which I don't know what, he's willing to drop that just to get me. That's why Aldous sent me out.
Just 5 years ago, and you have no idea why. I've never heard the name Warlimpo.
Give me a history check.
Even though it's all mental, when you say 100,000 gold, Redrick like twitches in his sleep.
Probably not. That is a 12.
You do not know that name.
Yeah. I'm just so out of nowhere, they just started coming after you. That's like what happened to me and my brothers. I don't know if there's like a bounty on me, like that'd be nuts, but we did get chased out of town and they did like shout after me like, oh, we'll find you. So I don't know.
So I don't know. It's
weird.
I know I can't leave everyone. That's why I'm using this name. Name that's not associated with me.
I had a feeling when you signed that document. It's not your name?
It's borrowed. I've been using it for a number of years. This might be why it took him so long to find me.
What's your real name?
I'm just gonna take a little roll, just a personal roll for myself. Pretty well, actually. Since it's all mental, so he looks at you, he's like, cannot tell anyone.
Promise.
It's just a matter of danger.
I get it. I really do.
My real name is Dornan Co.
Dornan Co.
Father is Tyrion Co.
I've never heard those names before. I know I've already rolled for a Tyrion, I think.
Roll me a history check.
No, that's a 5. That's a no.
Nope.
She's just gonna... Dornan. She's gonna hold out her hand. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Rose.
Rose. What do you name?
Yeah.
Oh, Rose.
Will you all feel a large rumble? It shakes every single one of you out of your sleep. The entire ground begins to shake.
We get the benefits of a long rest.
To the point where,
Please?
Isaiah, you can see underneath Ook's hand, the ground and the stone and the dirt begin to rattle. All of you wake up. Rocks begin to fall from the ceiling as the entire cave system is now shaking.
Gonna struggle to my feet and go and start pushing the boulder.
Yeah, push.
Before anybody gets to move, Isaiah, you realize something coming from Ook's hand. you see the earth begin to split. You see a crack begin to form from where his hand now sits on the ground. And from the crack, you see flashes of blue until through the crack of a pillar of blue fire explodes through and smacks up against the ceiling. All of you have to reel back at the heat alone as it kind of dissipates for a moment. You still feel the ground shaking beneath your feet. You all look at each other. And then you hear and you look down from Ook's hand. You see the earth begin to crack in a zigzag. And it runs up the cave wall. A massive wall of blue fire now splits this cave in half. It just sends the majority of you back. You cover your eyes. What do you guys do?
Oh my god, it's like the other
Hands
cave.
down.
The one night. What you guys do? What you guys do?
Can I get to the boulder?
Can I just squeeze out the opening that was left?
Yeah, I mean, you can all of you can squeeze through the opening that Ook had. It wasn't completely shut. You see at this moment, Ook stands, and he just kind of walks out of the cave as well.
When we get outside, what does it look like? Is it like it's still a wall of fire through everything, just
So-
extending, or is it just in the cave?
Ren and Redrick, both of you here. Let chaos take this world. And as you all run out and exit, you see, as far as your eye can see, small little fires, blue in nature, streaming out of the ground. Now, when I say small, they're not just like forest fires. They are like if you would start a bonfire. Sporadically through these fields, you can see flames just kind of burning, and the whole field is lit blue.
What the
fuck.
This is you doing?
Isaiah, what's going on?
No idea. This is new.
All right, hold on. Step 1. Did we get a long rest?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Everyone, yes.
Okay, thank God.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get
You're
these
so
hit
kind.
Do we see anything besides the fire? Like, is there shit coming out of the fire?
Perception
Yeah.
check.
Any
I'm
human
looking too.
enemies? Anybody coming from Hardcastle that we have to worry about?
12.
You don't see anybody. Ren, you can make one as well.
And
Isaiah
that
should
20
grab
for a
you.
24.
24. You look around. You do not see any entities or anything coming out of the flames, but they begin to pop up everywhere. The ground underneath you still shaking violently. You're all kind of have to like stable yourselves. You're not sure what is happening.
And it looks like it's in every direction, right? It's not like they're more
Every
centered
direction.
in one.
Were we too late?
No.
He said let chaos
All
rule
of
the
you kind of
sky.
have to. Actually, everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I'm good with those. Okay, come on. Okay. Oh, fuck me. God damn it.
Advantage? Can I see it?
You cannot.
No.
You can feel it.
That's a 7.
15.
Oh, it's okay.
11.
I got a 20. 30.
Natural 1. All right, I like that.
9.
Logan. Okay. Egg.
12.
Anybody that rolled below a 10 is knocked to their feet by the impact of what is happening.
Ren, did you just say that out loud?
About
I
200
do.
feet
Yeah.
in the center of this massive field, you begin to see something move. Massive. As you just see a piece of the land ripped out and just begin to float and rise.
Floating continent.
Oh.
This is my favorite part of Final Fantasy VI. Okay.
I'm just
That's-
entirely screaming to myself, Zafin, armor knight thing.
All
Anyone?
around you, you begin to see the world shift. The land begins to look like a wave as it's now doing this, almost as if you were in the middle of an earthquake. You all, you see juts of land begin to form all around you as these flames begin to appear everywhere. And then all of a sudden, the thing that was floating, sending a massive dust cloud throughout here. And you can see the flames that were rising and rising now begin to subside for a little bit, but they stay burning. About 3, 4, 5 feet in height. They vary. These pox of flame all around you.
What did you just say?
It's the fucking tree thing. It still talks to me sometimes.
You heard that shit too?
It does what?
Wait, too? Did you hear it?
Yes. What?
Fucking hell!
Does
This is a thing you two can do?
Y'all didn't think
It's
this
not
was
something that I
fucking
can do. It's something that happens to me.
pertinent information maybe to have shared with us.
Okay, yeah.
From your studies and time spent with the people of the Order, Spell could know what's happening.
Give me a history check.
The waves, as she's doing that, did they look like they were like coming from a direction?
So I wouldn't say it was waves in particular. It just looked like the land around you was shifting violently.
Okay,
Meaning
just random.
like things were, everything would began to move and jut out in different directions. Go ahead, Velkin.
23.
23. There is one event that this reminds you of.
It's gonna, god damn it.
You remember reading whenever the spell plague first swept through these lands and chaos magic ruled and the weave of magic was no longer a thing. When that piece of land floated like that, even though for a brief moment, you remember seeing drawings and pictures of sketches of events like this happening during the spell plague.
Fucked.
Velkin, who's on the ground because she lost her balance, you see kind of like terror in her eyes, and she says, "The spell plague. This happened when the spell plague happened."
Does this mean
Calder
you're late?
Calder will reach out a hand and lift you up.
She accepts it,
climb
kind
up
of
my feet.
clinging for balance.
Now looking around you, Velkin, the fields of fire that you all now stand in reminds you of the same fields of fire that swept through this land a long time ago.
We need to go.
It's happening
We need to
again.
go
It's
now.
happening again.
It's happening
We have to
again, or
renegade
it just
now.
happened again, and we're already too late.
Seems a lot
Did-
like we're too fucking late.
She's going to.
Did the entity sound like
try,
happy? Did it sound triumphant when it was like, let chaos rule this land?
Insight check.
Can I also make that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Velkin was alive during the first spell
17.
plague.
That's better than my 10.
She has studied quite a bit about what happened to spellcasters when the first spell plague happened, because she was one of the few that survived through it. Does she know if the side effects, the onset of it is immediate, or was it like a disintegration of them?
So with a 23, you know whenever the spell plague first initially ripped through these lands, it was because the weave of magic had collapsed in the first place. So those that relied on the weave of magic no longer had control of their abilities. Some of them died immediately. Others went insane, and they could not control what they had learned.
Okay, Valken's going to shut her eyes tightly. He's gonna say, "Please don't fucking kill me, I already survived this once!" She's gonna try casting mage armor on herself.
Okay. You feel it take effect.
The eyes snap open, she's like, "Well, I'm not dead, I'm not crazy, and my magic's working, so already doing better than the first time." You can see there's that like little smile that seems very forced of Velkin trying to be like reassuring, but like the world's going to shit right now, so.
How far are we
Is
from the gate?
this?
Hold on. Point of order. You two. It felt like something he was I don't want to say he was happy, but yeah, triumphant is the word. Something had occurred that he was proud of.
It got what it wanted.
By the way,
Yeah.
the two voices that you both heard were not the same voice. Frederick, it was the same one that had been plaguing you, and Ren, it was the same one that had been plaguing you.
Yeah.
We need to go now. We need to find the center of this and figure out what we can do about it.
I
It's
don't know if we
happy.
can do anything. It seems like it got what it wanted.
Is this related to the Black Gate, or is this something else entirely, and we now have to choose what to do?
I think it's the Black Gate.
Yeah.
It's that tree thing.
Oh,
It seems like whatever they were trying to let through got through.
Yep.
How far are we?
We could stop it before it gets any further.
How far are we?
Velkin starts doing the math. She knows where they're going. She's really good with numbers.
I'll look it up. I would say, I want to say a day or two, but I can't remember exactly.
If only we had the horses.
If only, if only. Let me see here. To the edge of it, 70 miles.
70 miles that way.
It's begun.
But
It's gonna be
if it's a source, if we can close it, we might only have to deal with repercussions of maybe a day. I know that's
What
a
happened
lot.
last time, right? They opened the gate and then they closed the gate, and that's what fixed it.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
broke it.
If
Yeah.
something,
How long did it last time? How long did it take to destroy fucking everything? A day,
Best
2
estimate?
The land was swept entirely by waves of fire. Essentially, it swept through cities, towns. Everything was consumed by fire.
Just all at once, though? It wasn't
All
like
at
over
once.
a week? Okay.
Right. It was over a small amount of time. Essentially, it moved from the Chondawood, to be completely honest, where you guys are now, was one of the worst hit spots when it broke, and it moved its way westward. So it wasn't like everything just caught fire all at once,
Yeah.
but it did move its way over a span of time.
Probably
I would
like
have to
hours more than like
Right.
days. Okay.
I'll be honest. Yeah, we might be fucked, but the longer we stand here, the more fucked we're gonna be. We gotta go.
Places like Waterdeep and the major cities on the Sword Coast weren't really affected by the flames as much as they were affected by the breaking of the weave. This place was like a hellscape. This is what like the Fallout Zone was, essentially.
Velton's going to look to the other casters, and she's gonna say, if you feel anything, you feel like your brain's starting to go, you feel impulses, you fucking tell someone. Don't keep that shit to yourself, we're all gonna die.
And that's where we'll end our session tonight.
First day ever.
Jesus Christ.
The past 24 hours have not been good. No.
No, not great.
No. I don't think
Hey, we're
anything
finally
good
on
has
day
happened.
19, guys. We've been on day 18
Hey.
for like 3 sessions.
The longest day.
The longest day. The episode title, The Longest Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That was fun. You guys had fun, right? You guys had a good
I'm
time.
gonna die.
I'll be honest, I'm so happy to be back, and now
I was
I'll
gonna
be back
say
consistently.
I really missed you, Kate, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm super happy. I will be back consistently now. I'm home,
Awesome.
set up. So
Yay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You were
Things
missed.
all back together.
Thank you.
There's just something about a Kate being here that just changes the dynamic.
Yeah, right.
It really does. So,
Oh, it's my very outspoken characters in
There
two
you go.
very different ways, but
mhm.
outspoken nonetheless.
Mhm. Anyway, that was a session. To anyone
Yeah.
still here, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a better day than our characters are. But if you want to hang out and watch us talk about it, we will do so on nights off. This Saturday, we're going to be covering episode 16 and 17. So don't miss out on that. I'm sure we'll have a couple things to discuss, maybe one or two.
One or two.
But yeah, other than that, thanks for tuning in.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Be kind, be
Yeah.
kind. Love each other. Love.
See ya.
Love.